Hello, ladies and gentlemen,
boys
everyone
and
else
girls
watching at home. Welcome to the Thor Show Behind the Label with JTC and EC on a Thursday afternoon. How's it going, EC?
Thursday. Hey, sorry about the wait. I mean, everything in life is worth waiting for. I want to show this real quick because I know you
That's
got
right.
your own little dongle dingle. If you haven't heard the latest news yet, kids,
What's the latest news?
we just dropped a rinse. Shout out to B. Riley. I stole this from him, because I give credit where credit's due. This is low key doing God's work.
Low key
Doing God's work. There you go. Foaming rinseless. Use it as a foaming rinseless, as a non-foaming rinseless. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that.
A little something about it. What inspired the low key?
It was a flop that Nemesis was. When Nemesis flopped, and it was foaming, and I started thinking about the old days of doing rinseless washes when I used American Detail Garage. I still love that stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
I used Fusion, and I used to watch Dave from the keg. The detail keg.
Yeah.
And how he used Fusion, foam that mug on, double flipped it. There. Then I was like, oh my gosh, bro, that's what I used to love. I used to love foaming V1 of DIY. And I was like, I wonder if we could do it better.
Yeah, you know what it does? It does that emulsification with that powerful surfactant. I like to use it. So he was using it rinseless style where you straight foam on and you do rinseless method. And you can use it however you want to use it. I like to use it hybrid wash style. So foam it on, let that emulsification happen. Once that dirt's emulsified, that encapsulation happens with that little polymer going on. And then you rinse that mug off. You're going to get a pretty good clean, especially if you got that protection layer.
And then what I would tell them too is that they don't want to go crazy. Like if you put too much in a foam cannon, there's some that require a lot to get foaming in a foam cannon. Ours, 3 ounces is the max you want to go.
Yeah. Don't go over 3 ounces. It's powerful stuff, even though it's pH neutral. But we used quite a special little surfactant we found, juiced it up.
An expensive one, the one everyone's talking about. That's a secret.
Ooh, secret. It's a secret. I do have a new shirt on, Becca. Look at this.
What an ugly shirt. That shirt's head over. That shirt is gross as hell, bro. That shirt is gross. Yeah, Loki smells. I'm gonna talk to him. Let me talk to Mike. Bring Mike.
All right, talk to Mike.
Mike, grab a seat, dog. You are the real one. Whoever decides to wash, if your water freezes, you should not be washing a car. This dude's out there doing a video. He's frozen, has no gloves on. Yep. Doing his own tests. Shout out to Mike. It's supposed to smell like melons, not like cucumber melons. That's weird. Cucumber melons.
I think it smells like that hotel water. You go downstairs,
Yeah, you drink.
Yeah. It's got all the whatever it's got in it, vegetables, greenery, fruits. I don't know what they put in it, but it's pretty good. It kind of smells like that cucumber water. But you know what's cool about low-key hybrid wash as well is you can get it 35% off EC.
Where at?
You join that Thor business program. Head over there to the website. I'm gonna just pull it up for you. Hold on a second. Let's pull it up for them so they know exactly what we're talking about.
You don't know.
Bam! Look at that.
Go.
Fresh drop.
First of all,
Odin.
That's insane. That image, shout out to myself because I made that.
Ceramic coating. Look at that beautiful, beautiful bottle. Odin ceramic coating, professional level, fine lab, available for everybody. That's also
gosh. You got clean on the site. Why?
On the business program. So right there, you click the bottom, and you come fill out the business request form, company name, first name, last name, email. Fill that up, send it to me. I'll review it. I'll get you in there. Spend $300 on that first order. If you haven't already, if you got a profile where you've already spent $300, you're good to go. 35% off detail code EC. 20% off Thor microfiber towels.
Wait, time out. Go back to Thor microfiber towels. Once the reason we have our towels on sale right now is because we're getting the latest shipment in bags.
Yeah,
this will be the last time that any of our towels will be at 35% off, which today's the day.
Today's the day. So for everybody, 35% off. Head over there to microfiber. Drop you a little towel in there because these are coming. They're coming. These nice poly bags. You can't beat that.
They're coming. They're coming in bags. So that's the why. Same tile, same game. There we go. All right, dude.
Yeah.
Enough of the chatter.
Hold
I got
on.
a guy.
Hold on. I got to
Oh,
show
what
the
you got?
push to start. Odin. All right. You know about Odin. That was last podcast. All right. Intro him in.
We got a brethren from the UK. Let me tell you something about this man. He went to sleep early. Military man, supported his country, right? Fought for his country. Started a car care company. It's hated by everyone. Everyone hates this man. Everyone hates this man. He has a beautiful wife. We should ask him about his wife named Kelly. Shout out to Kelly. She's probably sleeping. But let's bring on no other than our boy. Bring him on,
Nick
Joe.
from YumCars. Look at that. He's Americaning up.
What?
I've got the special. I have got these special people.
He's here, everybody. What's going on?
Hey, well, good evening from the UK, but I don't know what time it is. Is it 6 p.m.?
It's 5 Mountain.
6 here in Swampland. What's it? What time is it in UK world?
It is right now 11 past midnight. Let's do it.
Nice.
Dang, first of all, shout out to the American flags because that's wild. It's inauguration day over at Yum Car Care, and then
that's
you
right.
bought the hat. Like I don't even know where you bought the hat. That's cool. That's funny as crap.
Well, the hat's from Kelly. All of this was all Kelly's doing. So yeah, she was super excited.
What a true. We're super excited. So if you don't know, Yum is on the way, coming to the house. Not available yet, but they're coming in a little bit. Orders heading our way. And I'm excited. I'm super excited to get Yum in the house. I know me and EC tried them a while back, but we fell in love with the UK wash process through Yum Car Care. Was kind of the first one we dabbled in.
What was the first one we could get? I remember yelling blueberries in the mic.
Yep.
You know,
I remember watching that video.
I'm gonna tell you that Dress V2 was something special.
The more you use it, the more special it becomes. That's all I'll say. It's a special formula, which I can talk about in a bit. But yeah,
let's get cracking because I'm going to ask some controversial questions. But I know Jamie the cleaner has his own questions. So Jamie, ask your questions. I want to ask my question. Get your Q&A ready because we're going behind the label today with Yum Car Care.
Yeah, getting the hype going. Well, what's up with Yum Car Care? How do you name something Yum? And it's a soap. You don't want people tasting it, right?
Yeah, true. I mean,
where'd that start?
It's one of them that people think it's traditionally when you say yum, right? It's foods, tasty, etc. Right?
Yeah.
But it depends how you want me to answer it. Any of the questions, the short, medium, or long form of the answer, I could do either or. But the short version of this, many, many years ago, people remembered us within the car scene, not by the name, not there's Nick, not there's the car. It was the number plate. So at one point we had RS3 Yum, V8 Yum. Obviously now I've got a number plate saying Boss Yum, right? So back in the day, there's the Yum guy. So it stuck. And when you're trying to name a company, you think, right, do you want to make it very narrowed? So for example, Nick's Car Care, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But we wanted to potentially, we thought 10, 15 years ahead, right? What happens if this goes in a different, more automotive-based direction? So Yum Cars kind of stuck. So, yeah.
Nick, tell us about, I mean, I think it goes before the car license plate. Tell us a little history about you and Kelly. And for everyone who doesn't know, tell us who Kelly is.
Okay, cool.
How did you go from blowing shit up to, hey, I'm gonna start a car care company? Because you're in military, your military background, you were in Afghanistan, you fought in the war.
Yep.
Like tell us. First of all, thanks for your service. I don't live in the UK, but appreciate you serving your own country. I think that's pretty dope.
No, cool. I appreciate that. Yeah. Originally, I'm not from the UK. Obviously, the American people probably cannot hear my accent. As far as you're concerned, I sound British, but the British people know I'm not British. So originally, I'm Ukrainian. So my whole family is Ukrainian. I moved over to the UK when I was 10. And again, I bounced from job to job as you do, from 16 to 21. I played some high level of sports. Again, a different story. I could have been in a whole different life right now. I chose not to be. And then basically I could have gone to university, in your language, obviously college. And I thought, no, that's not what I want to do. So I joined the military to travel the world, quote unquote. I chose the wrong job, unfortunately, because of my language skill. I could have been in intelligence, as a language
Yeah.
specialist. But as a 20-year-old boy, let's call it, not a man at that point, I thought I want to go and shoot some guns. Unfortunately, I got a taste of the medicine way too quick. So within passing my training, I was on the front line in 6 months. So I was in Kabul. Yeah, so that's the capital of Afghanistan. I came back and I did something I would say smart now, looking in hindsight. But there's one of three things people our age back then. This is what they would do. They would live like a millionaire for 3 months with all the savings, buy a house. In my case, I bought a car. So I arrived back in the UK, went to the Audi dealership, bought a brand new Audi S5. I was in comms with them, as and when I could be with the internet situation over there. So I had a brand new Audi S5 waiting for me at the dealership, paid for that cash. So for me, that was my house.
Yeah.
And then one strange thing happened. I YouTubed. Again, YouTube back then wasn't exactly as big as it is now.
No, it wasn't even close, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but still, it was enough. How to wash my car, how to look after my car, etc. And my world just went like this. Like I never was in that world as we are now. So I knew the basics: wash a car, one bucket, sponge, etc. Right. But then my world changed. So my entire military salary for the next 6 years. So I was on a decent salary and I had no outgoings. So I lived on camp. So my outgoings per month were about $150. The rest is my play money. So all I did, because the car was paid, everything was paid, I spent thousands per month on, at the time I didn't know it, but I was testing product in hindsight now.
Mm-hmm.
I bought everything 4 times to make sure it's good, to make sure it's bad. I just enjoyed it. And then I got posted back into the UK. So I served outside of the UK. I got posted into the UK and I was living next to another accommodation block like this, right? And next to the accommodation block was the military police. And that's what Kelly did. So she was in military police and she arrested me. No, that's not what happened. She did not arrest me and beat me with chains, but her job was never meant to meet my job. Her job primarily looked after people like us. But unfortunately, fortunately for her, I'm a recluse, like I'm a monk. So I never left the room. I either washed the car or I stayed in my room. One day, we bumped into each other in the middle of the road, and the rest is history.
Nice.
In terms of that relationship, yeah.
Yep.
So then I'm gonna keep asking questions unless you got something, JT.
Shoot.
So, okay, that's like 5%. Like, how did YumCar Care start? You got one from the Yum name to the. You and Kelly wake up one day and be like, what'd be cool if we just sold soap?
Yeah.
Like, how did that mature?
I'm starting to see it come together. You got the YumCars, and then you're testing all this soap. You're falling in love with it. You actually fall in love, and then how's that progress?
Yeah, so from obviously the time, if we go back a bit, I started buying these cars, and people they were like, "What are you doing with your money?" But that was my passion. Cars is my passion. Okay, and looking after them. So I just started jumping from car to car. So I jumped into the Audi RS models. I then took a bit of a blip and bought a V8 Mustang in the UK. It's a big deal, by the way.
The orange one, right?
Yeah, that's the orange one that you saw.
Yeah,
and that's how we built the brand, right? So
that's funny.
But I mean, in the US, it's just everywhere. In the UK, they are very rare because we're paying like $10 a gallon in fuel or gas, as you call it. So to have a V8 Mustang in the UK is just absurd.
That's funny.
And then obviously Kelly's involved at this point, and she's like, "There's something wrong with you mentally, in a good way." All right. Literally, I wouldn't even spend time with her. I'm going to wash cars. I'm going to car shows, washing cars again, etc., etc. And it was time for me to leave the military. So me and Kelly were at the end of our kind of progression. So Kelly was 4 ranks above me. So she was the boss, right?
Oh, she was daddy, yeah.
Yeah, so she was the daddy, right? And she actually then eventually moved to a different side of the camp where I was not allowed in. I still lived there, but it's okay. But I mean, talking senior ranks, 20+ year people in there.
Yeah.
So Kelly was leaving, I was leaving, and Kelly said, "Right, this is your dream. Let's go and do it. So basically, right at the end, I mean, the military kind of tried to break us apart. They tried to send Kelly to Poland. They tried to send me back to Northern Ireland. It happened all in the wrong ways. But basically, one weekend, we had a long weekend. We went up to where we are, well, in our first location. We signed for our first premises. It was a tiny 1,000 square foot. And we thought, right, let's build the dream. Because we knew we were on the way out. There was a little bit of money saved. And Kelly said, look, if we're going to do it, now's the time. So we left and we started.
Shout out to the spouses in our life that make stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? Like that motivates you to be better. Because I think that resonates with Jamie. Jamie's always leaving his family. Like I think he does it on purpose.
You got to believe in the dream.
Yeah, you got to
Or
believe
it doesn't work. Yeah, it won't work.
Yeah, shout out to our
Any other
spouses.
way.
That's wild.
Yep.
And that's how it started, really. But if I just go back a few years before I went to the first premises, we already started making connections with the chemistry field, et cetera, because we realized that you can't just leave on a Monday and on a Wednesday, it's all good to go. So we started, the testing in that field probably 18 months prior to us actually leaving and signing the lease. So we took an even bigger risk.
So then the question we get asked all the time is, are you a white label Dodo juice? Oh, hey, I'm going to ask you.
Sips tea.
Hey, we're just going to right into it. Hey, get in there and get it. Hey, maybe I don't name them. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that or not. Are you just white labeled? Maybe I take Dodo juice back. Jamie, cut that part. All right.
Cut it out.
Hey, if you start naming brands, I'll just say no comment. However, because otherwise I will end up in jail by the end of,
Yeah, we don't want to do that. But just, are you white labeled? Are you just a brand off the shelf?
So I will tell you the 3 ways that people do it, right? Mm-hmm. The major way, and by the way, I'll name drop some manufacturers as well in the US so people will know. So in the US, you've got Warner Chemicals, you've got who's the people out of Colorado?
B&B, Kaplan.
Yes. So so you've got Warner and B&B, probably the 2 biggest in the US, give or take. It's the same in the UK. We have variants of those here as well. And a lot of people will come in and say, look, I want 25 products by next month. I need everything from a car soap all the way to an all-in-one polish, right? That's what they want to do because they're substituting a little kind of detailing business and they want to kind of use their own product lines. There's nothing wrong with that at all, by the way, right? Mm-hmm. So I would say 90% of the industry in the UK is what I've just explained. You've got probably the other 8% who are in-house manufacturers. I mean, literally in-house. However, it may sound like a flex within saying everything's made in my kitchen downstairs. However, when you look at a bigger scale, this is just my experience, the quality control becomes all of a sudden a problem from what I found. By the way, this is just, all our opinions. So if people start kind of raging, it is what it is. But the quality control becomes all of a problem. And from batch to batch, you start seeing variances, which is a big problem because if you, as a customer, this is a customer experience point of view. If you start using a soap and then the next 3 months you buy the same soap, but it does something completely different, all of a sudden there's no trust in the brand. Now, what we do, which is probably the rarest, and from what I know, there's 2 people in the UK who I personally know if we do this, we have what's called a consultant chemist, right? So he's technically on the books, right? He's employed by us and we own the intellectual property. So our cook sheet, like this, we own it. So if we move to Thailand tomorrow and we find a chemical manufacturer there, we take the menu.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
So if we white label, a white label in the US will be completely different to white label in Europe because of the regulation, the carcinogenics, all those type of things. Trust me, the reason I know certain things, like what I've just said, by the carcinogenics, because we know some guys in the US, so we have some contacts at, at B&B and stuff like that. Us within the car world got nothing to do with car care. But when we ask that question and they're like, look, the European laws are so crazy, certain raw materials are illegal. So
you have to mean like your whole SDS sheet. You have to actually, well, me and Jamie learned, what was it?
If you want to know why Thor UK has been a little delayed, if you want to know, You don't play no games, all right?
Yeah, the SDS sheet has to name it.
Mhm.
Has to name what your formula is in the product before they import it.
Yeah.
See, that's interesting because the actual SDS sheets. So obviously you've seen our SDS sheets, right? And when you're importing stuff like that. So some products you don't have to say anything. Like it literally says not classified because we don't by law have to do it. Certain products, so for example, wheel foam and stuff like that, you have to declare certain items, but still the SDS will never
Tell the whole thing.
outline, the good source, let's call it. So some of that obviously has to be kept secret because it's the IPs of brands. So yeah, but basically we own, the answer to your question, Eddie, we own the cook sheet, which is so important because if we go to the US tomorrow, we find the base, etc., we say, look, this is what we need. We need the percentages to be X, Y, and Z. It's done. Boom. So I think the way we've done it, and hopefully you could see it at the other side of the scale when you use it, it's different.
It hits.
Well, I was just bringing it up because that's going to come up, right? The question is always going to come up is, well, is Car Care just another? They ask us that too about Detail Co. It's just another white label brand. Is it just another? No, you know what I'm saying. So
we got some Snoopy Snoopers want to know. They always ask the hard hitting questions, but because when you look at the UK brands, they all got a citrus, they got a foam, they got a bucket wash. So let's start with that with the Car Care line. What makes your three versions of those different?
Okay, so we're talking citrus soap, and you're talking.
That's a good question. That's
easy.
And with the carcinogenous, that's why everyone has a citrus in the UK, right? Because that's more of natural. It's still a heavy hitter.
It depends how expensive you want to go. So basically, I'm going to give you an example. A lot of people may not see behind the scenes, and we get retail questions like this. I mean, hundreds of times a week, right? What's difference from A to B, right? If you imagine 3 imaginary bags of raws, right? Some raws come in powder form, which have to be then dissolved into liquid, right? But 3 bags, bag 1, 2, and 3. This bag might be $100 a ton, $1,000 a ton, $10,000 a ton, right? Now that is a lot of money when you're talking like the high-end raws. But the $10,000 a ton stuff, you actually use less because it's like 400% more concentrated. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it is more expensive, but you use less. So it's not a false economy. I mean, you can buy the cheap stuff all day long, but you have to use, 400 gallons just to make a batch. Whereas with this, you might only need to use 1 or 2 gallons and it makes a batch, right? So in terms of the citrus, I'm going to upset some people here, right? But when we did the testing, in terms of the citrus alone, do you want to know, in fact, hazard a guess, what is the average worldwide? But again, citrus is more European, right? So within Europe, what is the active raw material within citrus pre-wash?
I'm going to guess.
Percentage-wise.
I'm going to guess. I'm taking 10%. Is less?
3.
I was going to say 2. I should have said
it. See, you should have said it. I'm thinking, because, I mean, okay. I don't know. I mean,
3%. I mean, this is a number, right?
We're buying water.
Well, exactly, right? But 3% is an average. The highest we've ever found, by the way, is 6%. So when we're doing the reverse testing and you're evaporating the solvents all over the place, certain solvents will evaporate faster than others. Some will leave a solid behind, etc., right? Without going too technical. Now, 3% is what people are doing, right? Now, do you want to hazard a guess? It's on the website, by the way. But what is the raw content of our citrus?
10%?
12.
15.
22.
All right.
Oh, right. Jamie, you're close, right? 21. Right?
21.
So it's on the website. We proudly say this through all of our testing. Now, people say, why 21 and not 26 or 29, whatever? So if you go past 21% within our formulation, it kills it. It's literally just drinking water. And that is, unfortunately, just the way it works, right? But the active raw within our citrus is 21%. So if you think about it, mathematically, it's 7 times stronger.
Yeah. That's nuts.
7 times stronger.
So is your 16-ounce bottles diluted already, or is it concentrated?
Raw, concentrated.
So all your chemicals.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Because I'm going to be honest. I use this straight. right. Hear me out, gosh
Here we
darn it, 'cause
go.
now I'm nervous. All right,
Here we go.
Nick, I got my first claim, insurance claim happened this week.
Okay.
Never in my whole effing life.
Hopefully, it wasn't because of 21% citrus.
No, I never.
I
in
know
my
it's not anyway.
No,
I'll
no, it's
explain
not.
why. Yeah, go on.
It's not because of that.
Yeah.
I think I scratched the window. I don't even know how in the heezy I scratched that window. I played it in my head. Right, this is the first time I do a video and not take a video of the effing driver door because I always take a video of the whole car. So I don't know why I brought this up, but that car is the car I did citrus straight.
Dang.
So I didn't know I have a sprayer like an idiot. So I sprayed the whole mug down and I was wondering, I was talking to the dog. I go, Charlie, I think I put too much on this mug because
Charlie's like,
breathing all over the place. So walk us through, if it's concentrated, why do you put a sprayer in a box?
Right. Okay, cool. You know the beauty of this citrus, right? There are certain brands out there, when you're talking citrus specifically, if you put it on in like 1 millimeter too much, too less, you're talking staining. Now, citrus is synonymous, so as are other alkaline products with staining, right? It stains this, stains that.
Oh yeah, stain your life, dude.
Exactly. We can go to any car right now, in your car parks, in the car park, neat, right? If we just fill up, a gallon kind of pump sprayer, we can go and citrus.
You mean straight, everybody.
Yeah, I'm talking straight, right?
Talking straight.
Put it on,
right.
30 seconds, and it's off. No staining. Now, imagine that. I mean, if you use it straight, Eddie, as you have probably
I
seen,
use that stuff straight.
It
and I let
rips.
it sit, and I took a video. I mean, I think I effed the car up.
That's what I mean. It's literally, it rips through anything. Now, that's the beauty of it straight. Obviously, it's uneconomical. Now, we recommend 4-1 in the winter, 9-1 in the summer, right?
Yep.
But then, if you're talking highly maintained cars, you can go 25-1.
See, this is
nice.
This is what I didn't know. So your citrus is 21% more. So that's what makes your citrus different from some, right? Some in the UK and things of that nature, or everywhere. Because I just started using citrus. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, all right? I just started. Jamie got me into it. Then I was watching Heather from Auto HQ, and then
once you watch Heather, that's it. You're gonna
I'm citrusing my mom, my sister, my brother. I'm citrusing the hose off Fremont, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm looking up videos, and this is going to be a controversial question because we answered Jamie's question, right? You use more raws in your products. Essentially, the answer to what you were going to say, right?
Yep.
So how come when I search Yum Car Care online, how come we don't see current reviews on your stuff? We see everything from 5 years ago.
Right. Can you remember the little conversation we had yesterday? Well, I say little. We were on this video call for 2 hours. Oh, Nick, if you've got 5 minutes, let's have a chat. 8:30 p.m. later. See you, Nick. Right, honestly. But you know the conversation we had yesterday about this thing. We do not know. So when you look at all the Facebook groups, the name will come up synonymously in the top 3, top 4, 5, whatever, right?
Yep.
You go into YouTube, silence. Now,
nothing. When you have nothing from 5 years. Literally, I type in Yum Car Care. You have the old labels. I'm like, damn, the UK hates you. And this is why people left the UK and started America's, because the drama has to be intense, right? So it's like, I'm not looking at the currents. I see no current stuff on you. I see it from like Garage Therapy. I see it from Mile Deep. Nothing from Yum Car Care.
Well, that's the thing. When you look at the top in your head, if you Google top 10 YouTube reviewers in the UK, right? We've got customers, we've got screenshots. I mean, even if you read the comment section on certain YouTube reviewers, you know who I'm talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
People are asking, why don't you put, say, Glass Plus against this? Why don't you put Citrus against that? Every comment gets a reply, apart from that customer.
Except that one.
Which is very strange. Now,
it's wild. It's absolutely bonkers to me. Yeah.
What's happening?
Wild. People
what's happening over there?
Yeah. So people never speak to me. They don't know what even sometimes I look like. Don't review it. Now, the real answer is I've got proof that other people are pulling the strings. That's all I'm going to say on that point. But certain people will place certain products behind them, right?
The plot thickens.
And it's all about this, right? However, as soon as you get paid, there's nothing wrong with paid reviews, by the way. There's nothing wrong. So, for example, with Pan, right? I remember that controversy. As soon as I watched that other YouTuber make the video, I sat and I said to Kelly, I said, hold on a second. So, as business owners, right, we can no problem put 20,000 a month into Google, right? So, Google Ads, Google Shopping.
Right.
And it'll hit everybody, the dogs, the cats, the grandmothers, everyone.
Yeah.
Everybody.
The whole.
No problem. But you don't want to give a tailored, at the time, I think it was 700,000 kind of subscribers he had, right?
Yeah.
A tailored marketing approach towards quite a high percentage of the 700,000 car care potential customers, fanatics, whatever.
Yeah.
All of a sudden that becomes a problem, but you don't mind lining the pockets of Google.
Yeah, I only want to ask you, not to be controversial, maybe a little bit, just a tiny bit, but I was like, I look online, even from some other UK brands that I'm like, damn, man, there's no videos. There's no, like, I'm trying to find out how to use the interior cleaner. You're the only one. I'm trying to see like citrus. I would have known diluted in. Maybe I should have read the label.
It is on the label, Eddie, and you've got a nice pair of glasses on your face. So,
but it's thick. The glasses are thick. They're thick. Like basically, if I have to go like this, I ain't reading it.
You mess up putting it on the label. You gotta make a video about it because he ain't reading that.
I ain't reading. I need a video.
YouTube.
I need a video. So
yeah,
I was just wondering, like a brand that I don't know, synonymous to having some good stuff. Why you
it
guys
looks
aren't
good? It works good. It's got Nick behind it. I mean, YumCars is popping. And why isn't people reviewing it? Yeah, I get what you're stepping in. I smell what you're stepping in.
You see what I'm saying? Why?
It's tough, Eddie. Oh, look, Eddie and Jamie, you've got to understand. When we first started, I've never understood this. Our first premises, if you look back into the YouTube archives, right? I've kept those videos up on purpose. It's maybe in 20 years' time when we're all old, we can look back at it and have a laugh, right? But if you look at our first premises, not many people back then actually even invested that money in a nice studio. Let's call it a studio. But we've got pride. So we said, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. All our life savings are in this business. So we plowed everything into the first facility. And we don't know if we're going to do well or not. Like nobody knows, right?
Yep.
And I think it created a certain persona, as in, yeah, these guys don't need us. These guys are from a different kind of cut of cloth and stuff like that. But
they think you're bougie.
Well, I think this is our theory, because how can a brand, right, in the UK,
you're too stylish.
Well, some people are on camera who don't know what they're talking about. They're using foul language. They've got holes in the wall, right?
And they got holes in real life.
Holes in the streets. Yep.
Yeah. Right. And then all of a sudden, everybody jumps onto that bandwagon.
Yeah.
But when you've got all we ever ask is, look, spend $20. Just try for yourself. If you want to make a video, great. If you don't, great. But try before you start talking. And that is the problem. A lot of people will have so many opinions about something without even trying. And it is frustrating.
Yeah, I see it as this. And this is another question I want to ask. I don't know, Jamie, you can stop me anytime. I just had a list of questions. Like, you don't get content made about you. And then the next thing I see this comment, not only from Yum, but for Garage Therapy too, is you cost too much money. You cost too much money. I seen a video the other day, and I'm going to change my name to Fat Debunk Man. Fat Debunk Man. I'm going to start debunking people's lives. Right? I seen a video the other day. Fat Debunk Man. Nick, I need a shirt. Stat. Okay.
Someone throw the fat guy signal up in the chat.
Fat signal. And I was thinking to myself, like, we're always going to be biased towards what we like and who we like, right? You always I like my kid better.
Yeah, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. When like someone reviews a soap and I'm not biased.
I'm not biased. The first time they say that, you know what they are, right?
As soon as you start a review, I'm not biased. There's something going on in the back.
If someone says it's too expensive, the first thing that you know they're going to say in that review is what? It's shit because it's expensive. And then it's the same people. And this is the Fat Debunk Man talking, right? It's the same people who would go out to McDonald's with 20 chins, right? And buy cheeseburgers, buy dinner. They'll go out to eat with their friends and spend $100 here and there. That's wasted money, right?
How many chins, Eddie?
Like the 30 of them, like a whole bunch of them. They sitting there clapping their own cheeks and their chins, and they need to complain about spending soap. money, and that soap could be used many times. So I don't get when people. I know costs and budgets are a real thing. I know people aren't all the same, right? McDonald's hits, dude, chicken nuggets, bro. I ain't gonna lie, dude. Chicken nuggets hit different.
Those breakfast sausage patties. Let me tell you
what. But I'm saying it's the same people that go out to eat every day is the same that will complain about soap that makes the money, and maybe they're just an enthusiast. But if you look at enthusiasts still like the good stuff. They just have to buy it different, right? Like,
true.
I'm gonna say this like this. I don't know. How, this is probably like Dr. Phil moment. Poor people want what rich people want. They have to buy it a different way.
Yeah,
they use credit, debit, etc. Right? So it's the same thing. I just don't. That whole money thing is wild to me.
I don't want to open that can of worms, but I've got a lot to say about that.
I'm gonna open up the can of worms and let's go.
Well, the thing is, though, it's the same people who, again, we talk expense about any industry, but they're the same people going to Starbucks every day for the $3.50 coffees. I mean,
dude, I love Starbucks, bro.
Yeah, but you're not the one saying.
Sometimes I do. So sometimes I'm that guy that will go. See, this is what's funny. This is what I was telling you. That's why we're full of crap, right? I'm that guy that will go pick Jamie up, buy him 20 muffin tops. Now, and I'm not joking. I'll go pick him at the airport, drive the Dutch Bros. He ain't paying for it. He's like, "You got me?" I'm like, I look at him, I'm like, okay. I buy him the muffin tops. I buy him the coffee. But then I'm seeing one talking about,
that McGriddle hits different.
Yeah, if you go and spend, for example, in your money, $60 for a gallon, right, of car soap, that's going to last you 12, maybe 24 months, depending on how much you do it, right? How is that expensive? Like, I've never understood this. Like, how is that expensive? Even if it lasts you 1 year, right? Nothing can come close to it. I mean, everything we do apart from housing and food is a luxury. Just let's be real about it. iPhones, microphones, computers, everything is expensive if it's good, right? I'm being general here. But for a car soap to cost $50, $60 for 12, 24 months, if you think that's expensive, go and find another hobby. God forbid you go and play golf. Because that's
golf
expensive.
balls. Look, I'm Tiger Chubbs. I'm so good at golf. Like, for real, don't let this body fool you. Golf balls themselves, right? Yeah. I buy TP1s, I buy Pro V1s.
Hot golf talk. What do you see? Here we go.
Bro, I'm spending $60 on 12 balls. And you know how many balls I lose a game?
And you lost them balls 11. Immediately.
All right, sometimes because look, one of these days I'm gonna tell you the history of Eddie doing long drive because I was sponsored by Geek Golf. Anyway,
what,
dude? Yeah, I can hit the ball, bro. Bro, one of these days. Oh my lord, dude. Hey, every time I lose a Pro V1, that's $5.
Dang,
$5, and I do it often because I try to go for it. You know what I'm saying? You try to go for it.
Yeah.
Man, you speak the truth, bro.
Yeah, but going back to the YumCars soap, for real though, I had like a 16 ounce of the foam and bucket wash, and like that lasted me the whole summer. Like it was just drip, and it was
but the answer to your question, Jamie, so we talked about citrus in general there, right? But in terms of the wheel foam, there is no current product on the market that is applied the way wheel foam is. Now you get a lot of say the bucket shampoos, right? You put
a lot of them.
20 mil in a bucket and off you go. Now, when you look at our dilution ratios for wheel foam, people's eyes pop out because like, whoa, you're basically doing 200 mil to 800 mil of water. That's so ineffective. But how long does that foam kind of last? Now, talking about YouTubers, Eddie, one guy did a test. He did the dilution ratio as we recommend in a foam cannon, so 1 liter.
And he did it 60 times on a wheel.
Yes.
I watched it. Yeah, I watched it. Dude, I do my research. I sat there like this. And he still had this much left.
Exactly. So it's so economical. But then when you're talking the strength, the pH, I mean, it's a pH of 13, right? pH is not all built the same, right? Some pHs are great, some pHs are not. Again, it all depends down to the rows. But to get a soap like that on the wheel at pH 13 with the degreasing power, and most importantly, the slickness, if you feel this in your hands, oh my goodness. It is an unbelievable product that actually was never meant for retail, believe it or not. That's the story. We made it for ourselves.
Dang.
Let me ask you a question then. So we got the controversy. We talk golf. We talk, fat people. Shout out to fat people. I'm talking to myself. spending X amount of dollars on eating out, still complaining that I did it the other day. This is what's funny, guys. Anyway, no. All right, talking about cheap products, expensive products, whatever have you. What separates Yum Car Care's culture, or what separates you and Kelly from other brands? What makes what was your mission? What is Yum Car Care's mission, and how do you separate yourself from the gamut of detailing products?
Jesus, this is going to take 6 hours to explain. I mean, there is different arms to the vision, right? So what separates us, it depends how we look at it. So when we're talking, if you're trying to generalize it, all you've got to do is read the reviews. We are not a car care company. I always say this proudly. We're not car care. We're not automotive. We're a customer service company first. We're then a social media company second, then a car care company third. Now, a lot of people will never say that. If you read our reviews and people write it like this, not it's a good product, right? I mean, some people do, but the majority of the reviews are explaining the experience of what we kind of bring to that table.
Yep.
Now, if you see the vision, we want to create probably, well, this is my vision, the greatest one-stop shop from A to Z within car care first, if we're just talking about the YumCars kind of brand and range.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of the stuff we can't make, and I don't want to make, pressure washing, all that type of stuff. And we proudly say if we can't make the best, we work with the best. So if you look at our accessory range and the high pressure range, look who we deal with.
Yeah,
everybody's got access to it.
Do you get flack for that? Do you get flack for that?
Oh, huge. And you know why.
Yeah, do you get, I like, keep telling us more. So you're not a car company. You don't want to be known as that, but you are, right? And then people said Yum Car Care is a brand that makes car care products. But then you also have the other spectrum where you sell great tools. But in other people's eyes, it looks like you're mimicking someone else. Well, how do you feel about that comment?
How dare you talk about my father-in-law? How dare you? Just don't forget I've got a better hairline than him, so that's how I'll start with that off.
I'm just saying. I think there's enough. We could have an American and UK version. That's my opinion. Like,
how can you mimic something that has existed in some cases for 110 years? How?
The ultimate question.
I don't know. I tried to make the McDonald's chicken nugget yesterday. I flopped.
No, but what I'm saying is, Eddie,
I don't know.
Within this chat, I don't think anyone in the world right now knows anyone in that field or in any field that has passed 100 years. Some of the companies we work with have been around for more than 100 years.
Yeah. I see
so
what
how
saying.
did they survive in the 80s, 90s, 60s? It's got nothing to do with Florida at this point, right? Before car care, in fact, before YouTube and car care ever existed together. So these companies, you know, with hundreds and hundreds of millions, you cannot depend on one retailer. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
So when, by the way, some of these companies approach us. So, for example, talking about Switzerland Mosmatic, they flew in from Switzerland. The global sales director, his name's Arthur, amazing guy. You've probably seen the pictures on social media. He's basically the boss, the real boss. He travels the world, you know. He obviously makes the business deals, but in terms of the running of the global Mosmatic brand, it's Arthur, right? He flew in to see us. We didn't fly to see him. He said, we saw you guys on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
We like what you're doing. We want, obviously, to make this partnership. We want you to do that. Are you interested in that? I said, yeah, let's go.
He said, let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, Jamie, you got any other questions before I get into the other controversial topics? I had a list here that I wanted to ask
you. Just keep on going down controversy lane. Just go wild.
I love this. You know, nobody asked me the good questions.
No,
honestly.
I love
the questions.
Behind the label, right? Shout out to Juice Free for making that name. He called it Behind the Bottle, but we don't drink. So James changed it behind the label.
There you go.
So I just wanted to get to know the owners of the companies we're dealing with, because you know, there's the thing I like about the UK brands is you guys tell it how it is. Like, you either hate us or like us. Mm-hmm. Some people lie because they get paid, but I can't for sure can't name it because I can't for sure say it. Does that make sense? You know what I'm talking about?
Speculating over there.
But yeah, speculate. I do a bunch of
There's
speculation.
a
I do my own
whole lot of
testing.
speculating going on right
A
now.
whole lot of speculating. But in my mind, it's like, how do we get to know the people that make the brand? Like you and Kelly are the brand of Young Car Care, right?
Yeah.
Like you both are grinding it out, making your own thing. Walk us through what your vision is for the next 3 years. Like what does Nick want out of this, and how do you see your name going? And how can Thor help you market so you don't have 5-year-old videos of old labels, or like how do we get the name out there so that way people could do what I did? Like my dad, if I sent him your stuff, you know what my dad does? Dude's almost 74 years old. He'll do this. Junior, I was like, what's up, what's up, Dad? Jamie don't make a video? I go, no, Dad. Oh, que hold the end now. He goes, dang it. And he said, F, man. Okay. That's right. That's what he would say. That's what he says. He'll
It's
go.
great though. I got the Yum videos already on there.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see them. Can't wait.
How do we do it?
They're on there.
Yeah. So I mean, look, in terms of when you're talking the vision, the vision always elevates, right? It always moves. The faster we go, the faster the vision kind of has to come ahead of us. Now, for the next 3 to 5 years, you saw yesterday a little sneak peek of what's coming, right, Eddie?
I don't even want to bring it up. Like,
yeah. So that is going to make people jump very soon. Now, once we do that, that has been our longest project, 7 years currently. Now, once we do that, I mean, we've got V2s, V3s in some cases of things being in development 1 year, 3 years. So we need to look at that range first. Can we make something better? Now, in terms of the vision, our main vision, realistically, for the brand is international anyway. Now, I could tell you some horror stories. I can tell you some really, really cool stories. But, I mean, the North American market for us has always been, I mean, I'm the most American.
Yeah, put the hat on. Put the hat on. Let's have a moment of silence.
Where's the fireworks?
Put the hat on.
Dang it. So, I mean, I love the American people. I love the Canadian people. That's just me and the way my personality is. Now, if I was to do one of my first dreams Kelly's sick of me talking about this, but we want the base in the US. Like, we want to transport this facility that we're in virtually and put it like this. Now, that would be a dream, but that's a very big dream. It costs a lot of money, visas, green cards, etc. The reason we want a base in North America is not to necessarily sell, is to import and make it more viable for you guys, because right now, as you know, the cost of shipping is absolutely ridiculous. I'm talking to all my people.
I had a nightmare yesterday. Like, I called Jamie crying yesterday about a nightmare about shipping. It went from $7,500 to $14,000.
Yeah,
for shipping.
That's a hit.
That's a product line, right? Like that's us telling some people we can't carry you because we had to use that for shipping. That was shipping, Nick.
I've got a similar story during COVID from South Korea. Obviously, we have a factory in South Korea, which is a big thing for us because we control the quality and the blends of the microfibers. From COVID, it went from, the container was what, $3,000, $4,000 for a container, which again, it's not too bad considering where it is. It went to $32,000.
Did you say 32?
32.
Wow.
32,000. And then the biggest joke was when it left 3 weeks later, the shipping company said, if you had waited, it's about 4K now.
32K.
32.
No, but this wasn't like, I called Jamie. I think, what time was it, Jamie? Yesterday, I called you late afternoon,
past work hours. So you really stressing when that happened.
I was pissed. I was like, how do I explain this? Like, I'm over here dealing with Korea. I'm over here dealing with our art, and I had to get my broker involved. And come to find out, they're only shipping it to the port of Chicago. So then I have to pay my broker again to go pick it up and take it to the warehouse. Like, what I'm learning is it's hard doing this. This is harder than working in IT. Because you have to, it's hard stuff, man. It's hard. It's bad.
Well, just so you know, part of that vision as well, before we start executing everything in the States and all these type of things. I mean, we're speaking to our people even earlier this morning. I sent an email to my 3 most trusted couriers, the freight forwarders who we've been using for the last 7 years. And I'm looking at container shipping prices right now because, again, your guys are coming to pick up your shipment, which, again, is getting bigger by the day. But right now we're looking at 8 pallets is downstairs right now. It's 8 pallets waiting for you.
For us, right?
Yes. Yeah,
I just wanted you to say that. I just wanted you to say that again.
Yeah, 8 pallets. And
right.
it might overspill into 9, right?
Yeah.
So
That's right.
we're very close to a container. Now, a container, I'm still waiting back on that. But maybe for the secondary order or whenever that happens, I'm already thinking 3-6 months ahead, how to get your cost down to almost zero, because shipping, not your fault, not our fault, but
it's just life.
It's life.
And
but yeah, that's one of the dreams, is to push a little bit more internationally, and obviously see what happens.
Beautiful. I want to see what happens is some Q&A action. We got a lot of questions coming in for the Yum Car Care brand. So I think we got the man with the plan who can answer those questions for you. So if you got any more questions, start dropping them in the chat. EC, are you done with your controversial questions or what?
No, I just got one more because
one more. All right, let's let the man ask you one more. Yeah, we did start late, so
Nick, so you walked us through why your products, are different by the increase of raws. Can you walk us through what you have planned for 2025 in terms of the stuff that you want to share? So hear that you want to share. Can you walk us through what you have coming?
Okay. You saw yesterday, everybody knows I made a very crucial mistake, which I learned from about 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. I'm just doing a bit of testing and I just dropped half a sentence. I said, ceramic coatings. It's been in the pipeline for a while. And ever since then, I kid you not, Kelly's like, you are never allowed to speak on YouTube, right? We get an email, DM, or phone call, literally at least a couple of times a day. You said this in 1963, right? I'm like, damn it. Yeah, so obviously everybody knows that's coming, right? So that's probably our biggest ever launch right now. 7 years to develop something is going to be an absolute nightmare. If something goes wrong, you have to go back to zero. So that's big. Yep. Now we've got a few more products.
We got one launching, right? We have one that you're launching.
You look, there you go. There's one.
Yeah, I've been seeing this golden.
Yeah. Well, can you bring it up? Can we bring it up or not? Like, when are you launching that mug? You've been honey dicking us for 6 months.
Well, you know what this is.
I know. Right? I don't want to say it. I know what it is, but when are you launching it?
Our launch is, I think, in about 10 days.
Right? 10 days.
So you guys have got an air freight shipment incoming anyway.
Yeah.
For you guys. So for Eddie and Jamie,
I'll mail his to him.
Right, cool. But you've got a gift on the way. So that's that. And then this is a prerequisite. You know what it is again.
I already know. I used it.
It's a prerequisite to something that's coming, the coatings. So these 2 products have to come in the order that they come, right? Then you've got obviously the coatings, which again, I think is going to change the industry the technology that we've worked on is unbelievable.
Can I ask a question based off of that?
Yeah, go on.
So you said something that was profound. I'm just using your words against you. Okay. I'm not fishing here. You don't have to say it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You said you've been in the works for this for 7 years. Why did it take you 7 years?
Right. And I'm going to say this with pride, and I don't care what people say about this. When you've got the top 3 coating brands, right, without mentioning names, we all know who they are. Mm-hmm. When they say they've been testing X, well, I don't know why, but you say we don't have many friends on YouTube. But fortunately for us, we've got some friends in other fields, which I get some insider info on certain things. Now, regards the coating testing, I know for a fact, not a single brand has done a live rolling 7-year development.
So you did 7 years. So wait, time out. Everyone grab a seat, grab your popcorn. You said you tested your own coatings for 7 years.
Yes, sir.
On cars.
Yes, sir.
Before you released this, it had to beat what?
The first product that we worked on before we dropped version 1 of Yum Wash. Huh? The first product. Well, I call it the product. It's the package, obviously, of
7 years.
Is the ceramics. It's the first thing we dropped. Why would I start testing something in 2021?
So are you afraid that in those 7 years, things have come so far that you have to change your formula?
No.
Dang, 7 years. You know what that is? That's a marriage. That's watching your
Yeah,
kids
that's
go through
insane.
middle school. That's like, that's friendships, breakups. That's eating out. That's like gaining weight. That's 7 years, dog.
Listen to this, Eddie. Certain things were available 10 years ago that companies haven't implemented due to cost. It's all down to cost. And this is what people say, well, how come brand X from South Korea isn't doing it? Because they've got 500 employees and they're trying to rip as much money as they can from the customer. Right? A profit margin is necessary for a business. People need to realize this. But I'm not talking 300% profit margin.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
There has to be a limit, right, to how much money you make.
You're militant, dude. That's military in you, because no normal person.
No.
To be honest with you. 7
We've
years.
still got, like, listen to this. We've got a well, he's
That's
a friend now. Our neighbor, right? He's literally lives like 3 doors down, or he did just before we moved into this new building. You've seen some of the cars on Instagram from 2018, right? He had a GTR, so a Mercedes GTR, the red Ferraris, you see, the blue Ferraris,
Yep.
all that. That's the guy. He's the neighbor to us.
Lord, his money's different.
Yeah. But
Lord,
some of the first cars that we tested were on his cars. We put it on. He's our neighbor. We said, look, his name's Dave, by the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
We said, look, we're going to do this for you on the house, right? All you have to do, just promise us that we will supply you with the products, obviously our products. That's the only constant you keep. Everything else, I don't care what you do, right? So he loves his European road trips. That's why we did it, right? He's done, since 2018 to now, he's done something like 96 European trips.
So he drives his Ferrari all over.
Yeah, so he'll go to the south of France, South Italy. I mean, he's doing, 4,000-mile trips without washers, like the perfect test bed, right?
Yeah.
I've got 50 Daves. 50. So the current thing that we've got is 120 cars. So 120 cars were part of the test bed. The only thing we could guarantee is the product line. As long as you use this, you do the rest. Just wash the car, whether it's weekly, daily, I don't really care, right? Now, the environmental contaminants are different than to putting it on a car bonnet on the back of your facility.
I don't know what a bonnet is. What's a bonnet?
Right, a hood.
Well, talk to me from like up from the hood. Yeah, talk to me like from the hood.
What's the car hood, right? So,
did they keep the cars for 7 years? Look, bro, I'm sorry. We gotta go Q&A. That's insane to me. 7 freaking years is a long time. Look, you know, my first 7 years of marriage, the first 2, I promise Bev hated my ass.
Well, so it's like, I'll be honest with you, right? The first 12 months, we had to do the traditional brand fast testing, wash it 600 times back to back, just to make sure we're on the right path. Don't put something on the car that's going to fail.
You guys in the UK,
yeah, you don't want to get to year 2 and find out you got a big flop and have to.
Exactly. The first 12 months, we had to actually do a little bit of like weird testing. So we're like, right, this is what we're doing. So we narrowed it down from like 17 versions to 6, then to 1, etc. Once we had it, we're like, right, this is going to be completely different. Let's put it on the cars and let's go and see what it can do. Now, for example, my 911 downstairs, obviously, I'm sure probably everybody's seen
the purple one. Sick.
Yes, the purple one. Now, the reason the coating is going to change the game is the car is fully PPF. Now, the reason I PPF that car, I hate PPF, by the way. It's my worst thing. It gives me nightmares. I wake up with cold sweats. PPF, I do not like. Now, I PPF'd it because I'm like, I'm going to just show people in the future. Mind you, that car is 2 years old already. 2 years ago, I thought about this podcast and what happens in 2025. Dang. That's what I mean, right? So 2 years ago, when the car was PPF'd, I put a non-PPF coating, our top of, you saw the bottle.
Yeah, I'm not going to bring, I'm not bringing bottles up, but it sounds like this hitting the table. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And that's all I'm going to say.
That bottle you saw, it is not for PPF. Now, I said, I'm going to show people in 2-3 years' time, whenever that happens, the ultimate flex, right? The ultimate flex of what coating technology is capable of, especially when you're talking flexibility. Right? So I'm not going to say much more on that, but in terms of, I'm going to give you 2 keywords: flexibility and partial absorption. That's all I will say. Partial absorption is the big one.
Look, you've been testing this coating as long as Joel's been in the game.
Yeah, you've been testing as long as some people have been married, kids going to college, doctors being made.
It's about time we pump this coating out, Nick.
Bro, it's 7 years, bro.
Well, listen to this. This coating specifically, right? Apparently, if you do this to any other ones, you know, the UK coating company, 2 South Korean kind of companies, the big 3.
Yeah.
You put one of their mainstream coatings on PPF, it washes off in 2 weeks, right? Absolute nightmare. This coating downstairs, I've been putting bleach on it. Can't get it off. I cannot get it off. This is PPF, non-PPF coating. So it's special.
It sounds like the wait will be worth the wait for sure.
7 freaking years, bro. Like, what if you decided on the 6th year, I'm gonna quit YumCar Care and just do OnlyFans?
So are you gonna label it 7-year coating, or are you gonna maybe just go 5-year? What do you think you're gonna call it?
I'll let Eddie tell you off camera what our years are. In fact, I'll DM you as well. But basically, right now, it's still on cars, and it's not going to be labeled as a 7-year coating. And no, it's not going to be labeled a 10-year coating either. That's not going to happen. I have reasons for that. But yeah, it's whatever the label is. This is the way I'm going to explain it to you.
7 years
is guaranteed. As in,
that's a strong word. Guarantee is a strong word if you think about it, right? When you guarantee something,
only. But no, in terms of it's not a warranty guarantee, right? Because I realize that there's people out there that will go to an automatic brush wash and abrasion is going to rip it right off, right? But let's be all professional here. No coating is going to ever last up to that damage. But what I mean by the guarantee is if we have tested this across 120 cars over this time, and it says, for example, X amount of years, if you do, as I tell you, which is, by the way, not very hard, wash the car, all right? Just keep it clean. It will last you this.
Beautiful.
That's insane.
Joel's ready to try it. When's it? Wait, is it out yet? It's not out yet. Not yet. What is the estimated release date, Nick?
So as of what are we on today? We're Thursday, Friday morning now. So we received the pre-production, the first package idea that Eddie's seen.
It's insane, by the way. Insanity.
Yeah, it's complete insanity. But it was Monday, Tuesday that we received it. Now what we've got to do is put it into production. As soon as it's here, I mean, the coating's easy. The coating's good to go, right?
Beautiful.
We'll fill it in-house, obviously the packaging, etc. And obviously you guys will have it actually way before we launch here in the UK. So we can do like a global launch. So, yeah. I'm hoping 3 months.
Oh, yeah. That's
if
good.
We're lucky. Yeah.
All right,
Sounds
Q&A.
Q&A. All right, Nick, you ready? T-Bone. Nick, tell us about the detailer and citrus wash. He just wants to straight up just know about them. What's going on?
Well,
with
the citrus wash. Well, in case he asks that question again, I'll see what he wants to know about the citrus wash. Like, what does he want to know? But in terms of the detailer, it is a non-protective for a change, right?
Yeah.
A non-protective drying aid. So detailers nowadays are basically spray sealants in a light form. Now, if you break the word, I like to break English, especially the fact that English is not my first language. But the word quick detailer, nowadays the word quick's removed. It's no longer a quick detailer. So our detail spray version has actually got 0 protection. 0. And we're proud of that.
Nice.
So wait, yours is just the white stuff, right? I'm not racist. I'm talking about the stuff in the white bottle, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Interesting.
You've got no protection because I want to give you the spectrum of what you want to do. If you want to go and wipe your car down at car events, I wouldn't personally do it. But if you want to, you do it. Would you wipe your car with a spray wax? Absolutely not at a car show because you need to remove the residue. So a quick detailer basically is, if you want to call it a spray seal and light, a spray wax, etc., right? Would you be double wiping a dirty car? No way.
Sometimes I would.
I know you. Yeah, because you've got access to all the things if you want to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm talking a normal guy.
Yeah. So it's not going to destroy your towel, nothing like that. Masters of Shine, I got one question. Does Yum have a paste wax? And are we going to carry it?
Paste wax has been in development for a very, very long time.
Oh, tell us about this. What it's taken you quite a while to develop these products. So what's going to be special about this paste wax?
Well, believe it or not, I'm an
Mhm.
old school guy for being quite a young guy within the industry. I'm a paste
I can
wax.
tell. I can tell Nick's an old soul and has seen some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, I'm a wax guy, believe it or not. Still to this
Thank
day,
you.
yes. In my development cupboard downstairs,
your guarantee paste wax.
if everything goes wrong with this brand, I've got enough product to go and start my own store somewhere, right? But in
Mhm.
terms of paste waxes, I've got 350 kind of
See?
options.
This guy, can I show you this guy right here? Let me show you this guy.
Oh, boy.
This guy. I was like, hey,
Hi.
we should carry wax. You know what he says to me?
Go on.
Hey, no.
Nah.
I was like, why, bro? I said we should carry wax. You know, we don't usually make decisions without each other. I was like, come on, I want to carry wax. Like, I love wax.
Mhm.
Do you want me to show you something? I've just logged in to
Yeah,
Google
show us.
Drive. If you want to see, this is live on YouTube. When you're talking developments,
Mhm.
watch this.
Ooh,
See,
that's a good looking jar. Ooh,
I don't even know why he said that because he hates wax. This man, this
Look,
guy,
I'm
See?
accepting the.
Nick,
I'm
Nick,
getting
this guy.
into this UK style.
Nick,
all right,
this
Look, I already
guy.
like the citrus.
Mild
like
D,
foams.
garage therapy.
I like the bucket wash.
You know what he said to me? No wax. This
The
guy,
last step of full UK acceptance is get a paste wax.
I
Try it
love
out, you know what I'm
wax,
saying?
bro.
So
I love
getting there.
wax.
I mean, I love it. The industry's gone away from it. I mean, there's stuff out. I mean, Foam Plus, for example, from us, you can put Foam Plus on through a spray bottle of foam cannon, 12 weeks in 30 seconds.
Boom, there you go.
Technology is just too good right now to be
Mhm,
spending
mhm,
35 minutes with
mhm,
on and off, right?
mhm,
But
mhm. I could code a card about time I wax it.
exactly. However, sometimes with certain kind of vehicles of ours,
Yep.
I've got no ceramic protection, no spray sealing protection. You know what? All they have is some beautiful paste wax. There is
Beautiful
nothing
paste
better than sitting on a nice chair, putting a TV on, and doing this.
See,
That's
thank
right, it's
you.
2025. That's right.
I
It's
put. You know what I
2025.
do? I play Boys the Men to the end of the road, and I just put my wax on, and I sit there, and I just in my zone. This guy is ruining it for
Exactly.
me. This guy in
Yeah,
the bottom,
so-
right? This dude.
Look, we're gonna
In
get some
fact,
paste wax.
that's a good
all right?
question. CJ, right, read that question, Jamie.
He
That's
says,
all-
"I've been wanting these Yum wheel woolies for a while. Are we bringing them to Thor? What's up with these wheel woolies?"
Eddie, I told you about. In fact, we were on the phone to New York yesterday for you guys. They're good to go.
Hmm.
Have you
Good
seen
to
these
go.
wheel woolies?
I ain't
No.
seen. I don't know what we're talking
Oh
about.
my
So
Lord,
basically,
this
it's
guy.
the original wheel woolies, but
Yeah.
it's got a custom kind of colorway behind it.
Mhm.
Now
It's
we
18
were,
inches.
and we're still the only company in the world from official brawn. We invented, developed, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But you know the long wheel woolly, the thin one,
Yep.
right? The one on the far right on that picture.
Yep.
That wheel woolly does not exist anywhere on the planet. It's made
Ah.
specially for us. So basically, you can get behind the tighter brake setups,
Yep.
but at length.
Yep.
So they made that specially for us.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
in the US, even though they're made in the US, you can't get them. So obviously, you can kind of you can only get them from us. However, it would be so stupid to have a manufacturing batch come from New York to UK back to you guys. So
Right.
we're facilitating with New York to come direct to you.
I'm in. Let's do it. Let's get some wheel
See,
woolies.
everything wheel related. This man, everything. It could be a wheel wax, a wheel spray, a wheel. This guy right here in the bottom loves him some wheels. I'm like, let's bring
That's
wax
right.
in. He's
All
like, nah.
wheels,
All right,
all the time.
Next question. I'm
Rick
salty.
Smith coming in hot. Nick, you have awesome packaging and products. You reviewed ammo products. Did you take inspiration from them in building your premium kind of labeling branding?
Oh, what a good question. So,
Yep.
He's clearly seen the video that I did in the first facility, right? What I did, again, because I'm a true enthusiast, there's basically no business brain. Make the best, give people the best experience, let's go. So because of my kind of way that I think in life, I looked at Larry. By the way, I love Larry, right? Some people don't like him, some people love him, whatever. I think he's got so big now that he's going to have to take some heat from somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is I bought 2 of everything from obviously his place in New York. He kind of looks like the ammo guy. No. But I bought 2 of everything from Larry. I imported it in, cost me an absolute fortune.
Mhm.
It's a good product. I'm not gonna lie. Look, it's a good product. Is it? I'm not even gonna talk about
But I
cost
don't think he
more.
even said it was the best. I just think he just what he has going for him is he knows how to market his stuff. Does that make sense?
100%. No, 100%.
Yeah.
From where I see from a retail point of view, an enthusiast point of view, and a manufacturing point of view, I think Larry has made a spec to what he wants, what he needs, because the cars he looks after, if you look at it, apart from the clickbait, 34 years without a wash, that's a different vehicle altogether. But if you look at his mainstream, the Koenigsegg's, 1 of 3, stuff like that, I think that product line is for that. Now, to answer that final part of the question, did I take props from him for a premium brand? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Ammo's a great brand. However, like we have our own feel. In fact, those labels, if you look at our labels compared to everybody else in the
your
industry,
labels are different.
Yeah, in fact, do you know how we did the label?
How'd you do it?
It was our first house outside of the military, me and Kelly, and we were doodling on a piece of toilet paper, right? We just picked it up. Kelly took a pencil and she said, Nick, have you ever thought of doing this? And I thought, it's going to look horrible. And then we literally took it to our label printers, said, is this possible? Because a 50-50 label, do you know how hard that is to do? Very hard. So
yeah, to transparent and make it colored. Yeah,
and then they've actually put the gold foil Y on top of the transparent, which is a whole different process. So it was a whole accident in the way the label was. But
it's a whole accident. Me never trying this tar remover. Where were we at with me trying this tar remover?
Yeah, I didn't even know they had a tar.
I'm a tar remover whore. No, I'm
Dude,
not joking.
I agree. I love a good tar remover. Hey, I used Mild Deeps the other day. Man, solid, different.
Hey, that thing will melt your mind. Hey, your credit score if it's bad, put it on that.
Now he's spitting. I love a good tar remover.
Yeah, tar remover is insane. So what you know what you're hearing from my voice, right, Nick?
Yep.
This tar remover has been sold out, like COVID shots in 2019. Let me. When can we get a sample of this mug? Because it's been sold out for a hot minute.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? Part of the gift that you see here on the screen, I'm going to include something else in there as well. Obviously, as you know, we've had a huge problem with the kind of rows, etc. And what's weird, when you look, I call them the sexy products, the products that make it bead, shine. You can actually see a direct difference.
I like tar removing.
They're the ones that go viral.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
If you think about tar removal,
my tar remover video got about 50 views.
No, but that's what I mean. It's an unsexy way of doing things. Normally, they're very harsh.
Yep.
That has been, so we did a post yesterday saying.
But what's funny is everyone will ask you about a detail. Hey, I got tar. Can you get that off? Like everyone wants to know how to do it, but no one wants to actually get the product and do it.
Exactly. And for us in the last 9 months has been the most sought. I honestly, the most sought after product in our range. I'm like, guys, are you?
And not one video.
No.
You see what I'm saying? It's sold out like 2019 Rona toilet paper. Look, I told my neighbor down the street, I'll give you $100 for a roll of Charmin. They looked at me, gave me the finger in 2019. I was at the dollar store looking for toilet paper because you couldn't get. No, this is real talk, dog. Like can't buy this tar remover. I've never seen it in action, but it's always sold out. It's like Apple.
I think the reason it's doing as well as it is, even if you tried once, is again with the biggest pride that I can say this. It contains no xylene, no white spirits. It has never been done before. Fact.
All right, I'm gonna need look stat. Okay, hear my word stat.
So is it like less like fumey, like it's real strong or?
Yeah, and so in terms of VOC compliancy, obviously for California, all right. But in terms of when you smell that tar remover, I'm not saying it smells like aftershave. However, it's the best smelling tar remover you will ever smell.
I need.
Wait, did you say? Wait, time out.
Bro. I'm excited now.
Wait, time out. You just said two things that don't mix: tar and best smelling.
Yeah, that's a pretty crazy statement.
Okay,
I'm talking in terms
Kelly,
of tar.
Did you hear me? Because Nick's not hearing me. Kelly, if you're hearing this, I'm gonna need some of that tar remover.
I
Okay?
need some of that tar remover.
I don't even know if she's up watching this, to be honest. She
Kelly,
might be in bed.
People
Kelly,
hate tar remover so much. Everybody's going to bed. Look at this. People
No.
are just leaving the chat left and right. We
tar
start talking
remover.
about tar
All right,
remover.
let's
they're
talk
out.
about
Dude,
let's talk about your
I love
ceramic
tar
coatings.
remover. Yeah, let's go back to ceramic.
right,
Let's go
next
back
question.
to the next question. So UK products are safer than the US. What would you say about that, Nick?
That's a lie.
That's a tough question. I mean, look,
be honest, because you lying right now. You guys don't put everything on SDS sheet. You're melting our face, my hands. I'm getting
no, that's the thing.
pains.
It's hard to say. Look, there's certain stuff that we can't import from the US. There's certain stuff that you can't import from us, right? In terms of like the big manufacturing scale. In the US, you've got enough things at raw level to make your face fall off. So do we in the UK, it's in a different way. So in terms of safer, honestly, that's probably incorrect.
You know, Ryan West made a comment, and I really respect his. He makes chemicals in the U.S. for West Industries. He said something that there's so little of the caustic stuff in soap that he doesn't understand why people are complaining. I agree with him. Like there's so little.
It's literally like a drop,
or less than like one. And remember, it's by volume. So 16 ounce by volume at 1%, it's really 0.55555 at dilution.
Yeah.
He spoke the truth.
I mean, look. Any country in the world, at the manufacturing, holding, storage level, every country has got some lethal, dangerous raw chemicals.
Hey, now, tar remover hits though.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say safer.
Louisiana has extra tar down here. You have to bust the tar remover out every detail. Anyway, all right. Next question. Yeah. So, I already did that one. All right, get that out of here. Conway, how will Yum Citrus do on things like heavy salt, mag chloride, that kind of deal?
Easy. So when we did testing out in Minnesota in the wintertime, so many years ago, a different importer. Now, in terms of the snow plows in Minnesota, that was obviously taking all the snow away, mixed with salt. Killer, absolute killer product. By the way, that testing was done at 4-1. In Minnesota.
Why you gotta bring up dilutions here, bro? It's not my fight. I just sprayed that mug on straight. Cleanest car I've ever seen after a foam bath.
He's just saying.
4-1.
That's awesome. Neutralize that. So, what exactly is a citrus?
That's a great question.
So a citrus, look, it's a cleaner, right? So it's an alkaline cleaner. Now, alkalinity is not all built the same. So when somebody says I've got a pH of 10, 13, doesn't mean, well, a $2 pH 13 versus a $50 pH 13 is the same. Absolutely not. And that's when we're talking, caustic chemicals, sodium hydroxide, all these type of things that is then dangerous. Okay. So alkalinity can be achieved in a premium, safe way, or a cheap, your face is going to kind of burn off. Now, a citrus is a cleaner at alkaline level. Now, it can be dedicated as a citrus, a real citrus. You've got things like citric acid, limonene, all these type of things. But citric acid.
You know who likes the limonene?
Go on.
This
guy. But very expensive. The limonene is very, very expensive. Now, there's actually a telltale sign of how good and how strong at raw level a citrus can be at a pre-rinse stage. Not even the cleaning power. When you rinse a vehicle, just do this test.
Oh, I did it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But when you rinse, there is a certain film that is being removed by the pressure washer. Now, the heavier that film, so it's not a foam, but it's like a white kind of film. It's actually good to see if you do from bottom up. Like that's not how I rinse, but if you want to see that test of pushing the film up. Now, if you do our citrus and rinse it, it looks like you're rinsing milk. That's the limonene that has literally been activated by the water that's ripping through everything.
Yeah, there's only 2 other products that I've seen do that. They're both from the UK, but I did it with just a sprayer without the power washer to see the power of cleaning. Insanity. All right, next question. There's so many questions. Now questions are coming in.
This one's for us. Is BDA basically a citrus? Yes, I modeled it after the UK citrus, and it's got that limonene in there.
But you'll get choked out. You spell that open.
Yeah.
You spray that mug open, you're going to get choked out because
it's pretty concentrated. Conway, Nick, what makes Yum products better than any other brands?
Apart from the raw content that we've just talked about, I think it's the vision. It's the vision of people who are behind the product. Now, I'm just going to quickly explain what that means. I can speak about the UK market. I'm sure the US is probably the same, right? 99.6% of people who are within this industry have unfortunately fallen into the industry. Now, to join the industry willingly versus to fall into the industry may sound the same, but it's completely different. Now, when you fall into an industry because you've lost a job, you're like, the weather's nice in the summer, I want to do some detailing, right? You fall into the industry. Now, what that basically leads to is a percentage of those people who fell into the industry see YouTube, they see the Instagram profiles, and they're like, well, I want a piece of this. They've got no passion. All they see sometimes is the orders, the cars, whatever that they see, right? So when they then go and do a product line, one, they don't know what they're talking about, but two, let's make it as cheap as possible and sell it for the most amount of money. Yeah. I truly believe, without talking about the raw content, it's our vision that makes it completely different.
There you go.
He's preaching.
He's preaching.
He's preaching tonight.
And can I actually tell you, two of the biggest brands in the world, both from South Korea.
Dang.
Right. What I will say, both of the CEOs in those companies are not from the car care world. Oof. They don't wash their own cars, and they've got no interest in car care.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name those brands because I probably sold one of them. All right, next question.
Yeah, probably one of them. We've heard from South Korea. Repeat the thing. Anyway, T-Bone, interested in the interior cleaner. Is it a 3-in-1? Can you explain?
That's a good question.
4-in-1.
Yeah.
4-in-1.
No videos online.
Not a one.
Apart from me.
You're the only one.
I've done 76 videos per product. Easy. Nice. So it's a 4-in-1. And by the way, that is our most viral product right now, right? Which is unbelievable. It's an interior cleaner. Like, what is going on? So 4-in-1, you're talking leather, plastic, Alcantara, and carpet. Alcantara and carpet, obviously, they're both piled substances or surfaces, but obviously two different things. That's why it's a 4-in-1.
Yeah.
And then it's infused with natural, organic eucalyptus oil. That's where the scent comes from. Dang. The scent is actually not fake. It's not chemical. It's actual real scent.
It's real eucalyptus.
And the real, with real eucalyptus oil, at the right dilution, which we are at, of course, we don't label it as this, but eucalyptus, if you Google the power of eucalyptus, it is a natural antiseptic, antibacterial.
Dang. No, I don't know nothing about eucalyptus.
All I know is this. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. Eucalyptus. Like,
I know you can lick this. That's about it. I was like, I don't know nothing about no eucalyptus.
You can lick it.
Anyway, next question. All right, Christian, what are the must-buy items for someone new to this brand?
Oh, we get that question daily. It's so hard because we have one of each. How can you say you need to try this over the other because you're doing the other product lines a disservice, right? We unfortunately don't have 17 car shampoos. But if you were to try,
you don't even know.
I would definitely say the detail spray, the 2-in-1 wheel cleaner, which is Yum Wheels, the interior cleaners, so Yum Interior.
So why is it 2-in-1? Why is it 2-in-1?
Right. So it's a 50-50 direct split. We were the first company back in 2018 to do this. 50% of the wheel cleaner is multiple fallout agents. The other 50% is a degreaser.
Really cleans out that wheel.
Yeah. Nice. So if you look at one of the brands you guys sell, they've just brought a product like this out.
Yeah.
That's a 2-in-1.
Late to the game.
Yeah, it's a little bit late, but that's why it's a 2-in-1, because fallout, people look at the wheel when the spray with fallout remover go like the wheel's going to be clean, but on the road you've got oil, tar.
How does it do against? I seen a video. I'm going to ask you this because now we're like, you can look my, and then you talked about interior cleaners. To your wheel cleaner, there's another company out in the UK that has a wheel cleaner called Auto Wheel or Auto Wheel Foam, whatever. How does yours compare to that?
Have you tried both?
Okay, that's my question. I'm gonna buy both, and I'm gonna do a video just to piss people off. All right, let me see. I gotta go to Carzilla because I can't find it in the States.
So obviously we do the private test, then you have to. But the wheel cleaner that you're talking about,
you know what I'm talking about. You don't have to name names.
Exactly. it spanks it not only out of America and out of Canada, straight back to Australia and New Zealand. So,
somebody save me, dude. Nick
oh
is,
Lord, I
Nick,
said it.
Nick
He
is
said it.
coming in hot.
That's what I'm
All I
talking
would
about.
say to anybody is like literally buy both, do the front wheels if you want on a silver wheel because they're the worst.
Mhm.
Just do one wheel with X, the other one with Y. Agitated, don't
gonna do it.
agitate
I'm gonna
it.
do it.
Obviously,
I'm
like
gonna
do
do
the
it.
testing. So
Mhm.
I gotta
There you
find
go.
it first. I
Do-
gotta find it to buy it because
Do some of that non-bias testing.
that's the
I'm-
best way.
I'm gonna tell you right now. There's one glass cleaner right now. I haven't tried yours in a long time, so I say this:
Mhm.
Mild Deep glass cleaner
Dude,
to me is like Bill Hamburg. I did it side by side. I'm not joking. Look, I'm not lying. I even took a video with Jamie on the phone. I was like, "Yo, what's this remind you of?" What'd you say? Yeah, all right. I'm gonna
Well,
say
we
it.
had an interesting email a few days ago regards traceless
real
versus
good.
glass.
what you think about traceless, Nick?
It smells as if you're in a hardware store. I mean, I don't know why you need.
I'm not
Honestly
saying nothing.
wore
You
a
guys are
full
wild
hazmat
right now.
suit. Honestly,
you guys are wild, dude.
wore a full hazmat suit. I looked like a taller, better looking version of Walter White out of Breaking Bad. And honestly, I passed out in the car. But, right,
It
was a good image.
Insane. You are insane.
All I'll say, Jamie, is the email we had a few days ago, right? They were comparing traceless versus glass. Honestly, again, try both. We have got a degreaser within glass. We don't use alcohol. That's the thing. When I did the video quite far back from the car and I said, look, when I wipe it, right? I wipe the glass cleaner on. There was zero evaporation. Zero. It looked like I pressure washed the inside of the windscreen. The only time the glass cleaner started to move was when I told it to move.
All right, now I'm gonna have to try you against the following. Okay, this is test coming up, so don't get upset. I'm gonna put Yum up against ours. So, you know, ours is just Stoner's Relatable. That's what everybody calls it. Ours is different. I'm gonna put it up against Mild Deep. There's another brand that I'm really liking their glass cleaner, Garage Jeffrey, and then there's one more, Angel Wax. Those are my favorite. Those 5 that I named, and I had yours.
Is it Vision?
Vision, but yo, don't smell it.
Yeah,
don't put near
that's
your kids.
heavy. That's a
Yeah,
heavy.
dude, that is. I met the chemist. This is the first time I geeked out. Like if I meet you in person, we'll probably smoke a cigar.
If Nick says it's heavy, it's probably illegal in 14 countries.
Yeah. So I don't. So I'm excited to try it because I loved your glass cleaner. I bought a 5 liter of it.
Okay.
I love it.
But that's the thing. Again, we infused it with an all-purpose cleaner, not alcohol. The reason is because we vape, right? So look, we vape.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that's the glass cleaner name. We vape.
No. So, alcohol at the degreasing stage of oil.
We vape. That's a good name.
That's a good name. That is. But like literally alcohol with oils, which is vegetable glycerin, which is within this juice, right? It's okay, but it's not the best. Like it streaks it and then it hazes it. So we thought, right, how do we make something that is 100 times stronger, but 100 times faster and it looks great? That's why we did.
I'm so stoked about this.
Just try it.
I'm
In fact, Eddie, please remind me, I'm going to send you the link to the test I did about 6 months ago. I'll send you the link to YouTube, right? You could see when I explained to Jamie, like when you wipe the glass cleaner and you leave it, it's not moving.
Can't wait.
Interesting.
I can't wait. All right, next question. Sorry, we're gonna have to gun round.
I forgot about.
So I'm all in like finding out about your 2-in-1, the 1-in-1. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yum is the what equivalent here? I don't think nothing compares to UK brands.
I'm telling
you. UK hits different. All right, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
I can't answer that question.
It's like Superman. It's like Superman and it's like the Green Hulk and the Yellow Hulk. Or green purple one. I don't know, dude, anymore. Marvel has me confused.
They play different. Tim says, Nick, what's your glossiest product for paint?
The detail spray, easily.
Boom.
Easy. But I will add another one to that. Detail spray, if you're just talking your generic gloss. If you want a vision altering gloss, which I think is sometimes more important, Foam Plus without a doubt. Foam Plus changes it completely.
So Foam Plus, do we spray on, rinse off, and just dry?
That's correct. So you can either foam on, rinse off, or spray on, rinse off. Like either way, like you can dilute it that way.
Yeah.
Now the problem is when you're comparing the likes of Wet Coat, Car Pro Hydro 2, Hydro Foam, all these kind of things, they add zero gloss. Zero gloss. It's measurable. They add zero. We measured it. All they do, it's a makeup. It beads because they look at the customer, right? And they say, right, all they're chasing is beads. So let's make it bead. But we don't want it just to bead. Beading actually means nothing if it doesn't add other things to it. Right. Now, when we did, well, in fact, even if you do any car right now, but if you do any color, you know, red, black, blue, you know, like a colored vehicle, foam it on, rinse it off, right? Dry the car without looking at the paint. I know it's hard, but just try not to like look. Take 4 steps back. If your eyes are not telling you, it's different. So we've got a gloss enhancer within the Foam Plus, which again,
dude, we got all right. Nice. Listen, we got like 6 more questions. Everyone, this is great. Sorry, we're going over today.
Overtime.
I mean, if he's staying up until 2 o'clock in the morning, Jamie and I aren't married. Jamie and I aren't married, dude. That's how we're doing it tonight, right? If he's willing to stay up until 2, give the people what they want
right now. So
give the people what they want.
We're maximizing.
I'm ready to go, Doc. If you want to do a 5-hour podcast, I've got coffee and
yeah, let's go. Give the people answer the questions. Give the people what they want.
I'm assuming a lot of toppers were used along the way of the testing of the 7-year coating. What do you say to that?
Zero. Zero. JFarm_13. I can answer that quickly and easily. The reason we didn't do it, right?
You said, hold my beer, cuz.
The reason we didn't do it, it's a false positive. Why give you a false positive reading? Oh, but you have to do a spray sealant every 14 hours for it to last XXX, right? No. Washed, dried, wash, dried. And by the way, it's not a 7-year coating. It's not going to be a 7-year coating. Dang. But we had to develop it past the stage, right? Zero toppers. In fact, if anything, we washed it with acid and alkaline products, like ridiculous dilution ratios, 500 ml in a bucket of water, right? Just to try and completely kill it. Still nothing.
My Lord, he said
7 years of testing.
He named you J Space Farm _13. He named your whole name live, son.
It's all coming down to this. I'm getting excited for it. Chris Sims says, public, pro only. What you thinking for this coating?
Right. So this is very interesting. Every single one, bar one of the options is a free for all, right? There's like the way we film the content, the way you guys are going to film the content. It's going to be so comprehensive. Even Ray Charles is going to know how to apply that coating. However, the top of the range, we're still in talks. And by the way, guys, if you want to talk about it publicly, privately, I'll take your feedback 100%.
Nice.
The top one, we are still not sure, and there's benefits to both.
No, just send it. Give it to the people.
Well, my opinion is, so you know what you see kind of downstairs on YouTube? I have another version of that at a smaller scale available, right? And it really, really annoys me when you go to a company and say it's pro only, but I'm better than the pro. So, and I've got a better facility than the pro. So why is it available to pro only? Because you have an LLC after your name, right?
You don't want to be, you just said something unique. You don't want to be what you hate. You just said it. Why would you not make it available to everybody if you hate that you have to be pro only?
No, that's correct. But I'm also looking at the stupidity of people because someone's going to apply a coat and let it flash for 10 minutes and go, whoa, I've got to go to a body shop. Right, that is the problem.
Just put it on a bottle between you and God, and then that's what you put on a bottle between you and God, and at the bottom, put a picture of the middle finger, like it's your fault. Like at the end of the day, if the people want it, this is me talking. This is just me and people in chat. Tell me what you think.
What's up,
at the end of the day, if people want it, just put a warning on. If you do this, we're not liable. That's it. Because I know people in chat that detail better than I do. The guy this guy right here, better detailer than me. I do paint correction better than he does, 100%. But he's all around better than me. There's people in chat. There's well,
to answer his question, the way if I'm just talking for myself,
I'm better than you in paint correction.
95% of the way my mind's going, I want to let it go to everybody.
Let it
be. Because I realize, so especially in the States, in the UK, to have a car garage is very, very rare to have a big enough place to where you can put a car. In the US, you guys, it's at pretty much every home, right? Give or take.
Yep.
So in the US, it's not hard to, have AC, a half decent floor, and close the door and you can coat.
Unless you're sock, right?
Unless you're sock.
Unless you're sock. You live in the US and you have no garage door and YOLO.
I don't know what happened.
But you know what I mean? Like the way I'm thinking, I would love to release it to everybody because it's not fair just to say because you're a company, only you can do it.
I agree.
I'm telling you right now, man, this is Maria Antoinette said it for the wrong reason.
Let the people eat.
Let the people eat cake. Like if they want it, they'll buy it. And what that does for you is opens you up for more than just, you don't want to be like, well, we can't buy it. And so here's the other side of it, right? Here's what I'm learning. If you make something so exclusive, right? If it has a warranty, I get it. If it has like a legit warranty that they have to go through and that makes 100% sense. But if you have to go in and sign up and people make video of it and they can't buy it, it's just going to piss the people off.
I like this. It's 2025 Pro Coatings or a 2018 thing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And also, warranties are not even worth the toilet paper that they're written on. When you look at the warranties and they say you've got to put a 1-year coating once a year on top of a base coating for the warranty. Well, duh, it's a 1-year coating. So you're putting as a topper. I mean,
tell them, people eat. Let the people eat the 7-year.
Next question. They want it. Let them eat.
Let's see. Nick, what makes Yum better than any other product? And what's the crown jewel of the product line? What's the flagship, Nick?
Son P, your question's coming.
Yeah, so obviously that first part of the question I've already answered, so I'm not going to bore the people again. Now, the crown jewel. Crown jewel. I think probably where we went. Well, without doing the other products of this service, it's impossible to ask that.
No, you got to answer. If someone comes to you today,
you got to give us the one.
And they say, I need to know the one. The one. I only have $25 with shipping. Because I can't, I'm on welfare. I can't afford to pay my bills. And I want to try YumCars, the one product that's going to get me coming back. What is it?
Easy
answer.
Stop capping. Easy answer.
What is it?
Our drying aid detail spray.
There you go.
All right. Heard it here first.
There you go.
Everybody needs to use it. That's the thing. It's not, does your car need protection or not? Does it need cleaning or not? Whether you do the maintenance car wash, the drying aid finishes the job. Every single time.
I love drying aids. Look, Infinity, believe it or not, let me put this man back on stage. Infinity, believe it or not, was meant to be. Hey, tell him, Jamie, what was Infinity?
It was supposed to be a drying aid.
It was 100% supposed to be a drying aid that you could apply wet and it'll last up to 6 months.
Except that's the opposite of Nick's. It lays down some protection.
It lays down protection. It has a vest on.
Put Nick back.
Yeah, put this guy right here.
No one wants to see this guy. Put Nick back.
Yeah, I love seeing Jamie up close. I like that.
You don't like that.
This guy. Let's make it a thing.
Conway says for a pre-wash, the citrus. How effective is it? Oh, we answered that one. Can you foam on or spray it and have it pull down, or other products you recommend? So
magnesium chloride's a killer, right? It's a killer probably in any country that has snow. It's completely, it's horrific. Now, we don't duplicate products, right? But the closest we've ever come to doing a crossover in product is the pre-washes. So the citrus and the foam, right, which you guys have. Now, the citrus is a water-like consistency.
Sorry, Nick. Bro, Ricky's taking jabs, dog. He's taking
lifetime, but you've got to see the installer every 2 weeks.
Oh, Infinity, Infinity's the only spray sealant that you get high spot. Sorry, you gotta use it with water. You gotta use it with water. Keep answering.
No. I'm saying citrus is a water-like consistency. It's thin liquid. Foam is like a shaving cream. Now, the foam being pH balanced, there's a difference between neutrality and balance, right? It's a pH balanced foam and pre-wash. Now, if you want to do what Conway Stevens talking about, the way we like it is we'll lay citrus down right before it has a chance to dry. We'll over foam it with the foam. Now, that foam, please do this test privately, publicly, I don't care. In fact, Eddie, you mentioned it, the clumpiness of every other foam bar what we're talking about, right? The way we designed our foam and pre-wash is it will only move off the paint if you tell it to move with the pressure washer.
Oh, you mean Foam Plus?
No, our foam. So the pre-wash foam.
Yeah,
It's the red one.
I'm sorry, the red one that doesn't.
Yes.
I love you, Nick. You're my boy, and I love Kelly. She's my lady, right? It
Mhm.
doesn't have a smell to it. I think
Yes.
one of these days, add a smell to it, help a brother out. But I sprayed it on super thick, using Pro 3, and I was like, oh, that's gonna fall right off. I said, this is what I said. Everyone, if you haven't watched that video, go to my channel, watch the video. Foam that mug on thick. Usually, our foam, like our detail coast foam, if you don't put it on a little water, like, it doesn't clean that much. Yours stood 5 minutes.
Well, that's the thing.
5 minutes.
It'll keep the citrus on the paint, in your case, 5 minutes, sometimes even 10 minutes. If you do if you stand actually further back, let the foam not clump, it'll sit on there for like ever.
The wet sand, the spray sealant off. Hey,
it's a repaint job as well.
It's a repaint.
Lord. Infinity, guys. I'm making a video of the true reason behind Infinity. Because this guy. All right, go ahead. Next question.
Debatable.
Yeah, next question. But hopefully that's answered.
Tim, do you have Yum t-shirts?
V2 line's coming in. V2's coming in.
Hey, Nick.
Very soon. The hats.
I mean, I hook a brother up, dude. Like,
what, you mean one of these?
Hey!
Oh, you mean one of them? In fact, Eddie, have you guys got no hats from us?
The only thing I got from you was, hey guys, I'm gonna go on vacation for 8 months. I was like, there's no hats, there's no love, there's nothing. I ain't getting nothing that much.
Right. Okay. Part of this care package, I'm gonna. What size are your heads? I mean, one of them is an all size fits all.
Not my hat, dude. When I played football, I had to wear like
fitting that. Look at that.
8, size 8 for this.
Look at that
every time I wear a turtleneck.
Are you small?
He doesn't wear hats. Don't waste your money. Give him a shirt.
Yeah, I don't wear hats. I'll take the shirt.
Cool. Well, the V2s are coming in because we're in the development stages of it. But in terms of the hats, I'm going to obviously sort you out.
Make car washing great again. YumCars.
What an idea. That's
that'd be a dope hat, dude.
Oh, my God. I need to do this before somebody makes a first and say you're copying them. Yeah.
Get on it, Nick.
Ask the next question. There's a whole
Mike's asking, waiting for the first question, if you can use the clay towel with a tar remover. You cannot. I'll go ahead and
I think yes, you can.
Okay, Nick.
Technically, you can use anything with anything.
Don't lie to these people.
I would guarantee you it will degrade the towel, the clay block, whichever version of the synthetic clay you're using, to where it's a one-time use.
Yeah.
So if you want to one-time use it, yes, you can. If you want to keep the clay towel for maybe 10, 20 uses, no.
$29 later, bro.
Oh, that's one way to go for it. Conway. Oh, yeah, we already said that. All right. Let's see. What's the flagship product? We answered that. It's the detailer. What's number 2? Let's just go. Number 2 product.
Number 2 is a more recent product, Foam Plus.
Foam Plus. There you go. I got it. I'm ready to test out this Foam Plus.
No one has it, bro.
No one has it. No, not one.
Soon, a lot of people are gonna.
There ain't no reviews. No one has it. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no one's reviewing products. No one talks about you. But damn, bro, like I'm sitting here hyped, looking at Carzilla, trying to find my stuff.
Honestly, that question still gets me every single day, 7 days a week. Right? I'm up at 2 a.m. when all these other, I'm not going to use those words, but when all the other people, right, are in bed right now, chilling, right, as they should be, to be fair, right, and still, people to this day will be like, And then we've built this beautiful facility. It's not finished, by the way, but this is like a horrible, horrible office right now. 40%.
It looks
finished.
Amazing. Look.
Oh God, it's
I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, I don't even know what
you just said. It's not done yet, and I look at your UK money's there. Like I'm thinking, the 3 UK brands that we have, I have so much respect for because Nick, we had Jody and Tim on late, but we had a lot of difficulty. I'm just 3 UK like you, sir. Looking at me, red-eyed.
It came with the mic.
You came with the mic, the headphones. You came
Trump
with
hat.
Trump hat, Make America. You came with the freaking American flags in the background. That's a first.
That's why we're still going.
That's why we're still on. We got 90 people on still, bro. Let the people eat.
EC, where's the Australia update? Give the people an update.
I don't have YumCars yet. Thor Australia is on the water. I promise. I know you heard that before, but I do want to say this: shipping dangerous goods is the real thing. and requires a lot of things happening. So I thought we were ready. Dangerous goods hit. Dangerous goods hit. Had to repackage it. It was just
Thanks,
a mess.
Bio Bombs.
So
Thanks.
we've learned a lot along the way. So it should be a lot easier or faster to ship everywhere now since we have the education.
Did you know Yum has buckets and gamma lids?
What they got buckets?
Is that true?
We did.
Oh,
we sold out of the probably. Hold on. There were the most expensive bucket packages in the world, right?
No way.
Yeah, no. Honestly, 6 US gallons. In fact, the buckets are American, right? They were tapered like this. I mean, not as aggressive, but again, tapered, where the actual grid guard, pressure fit in, blah, blah, blah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
We sold out of them. The reason we sold out tactically is because a V2 package is coming in, and we're going to try and do something even more different. Yes, it's a bucket.
If you say it's the most expensive, I can't import that mug. Imagine selling a bucket for $900.
No, hey,
you sell soap for $68. People are like, that's too damn high.
Eddie, I'm talking about the expensive people when they say, it's expensive in car care. I'm not talking $900 buckets, but I'm talking more than your Harbor Freight buckets.
Oh, yeah. Do you have Harbor Freight in the UK?
No, but because I'm the most American un-American, I know exactly
what.
Yeah,
he knows about those, dude. Nick's my new favorite. He knows Harbor Freight buckets and everything.
Dude, I've been shopping at Harbor Freight ever since Jamie took me there. I walk in, walk out. Don't even take nothing with me. I just look around.
Just look around. That's what I do. So I just walk in.
I just walk around. I was like, this is my mall, dude.
Oh, the other half of that question is Yum available anywhere else in Australia yet?
No, but the plan that we spoke about with Eddie yesterday, obviously, I'll tie you in as well, Jamie, but it's unlimited. That tap and the ideas that we spoke about yesterday briefly, completely unlimited.
Beautiful.
You tell me how much you want to open the tab by, and we say, yes, sir. No problem.
I like that. Adamo, he's Canadian, so he wants to know if the Yum products can handle shipping in the colder climates. What do you think about that?
Adamo has been DMing us on Instagram. Amazing. I'd be like, hold on, Thor is coming. Hold on. He's like, I'm waiting.
Well, he doesn't play either. He'll import that mug. He's got a Jeff. So
in terms of the cold, how do the products handle in
the
boxes?
Can they freeze? Can they unfreeze? Like what's the damage that it does?
Yeah, if it freezes, are they dead or can they thaw back out?
No, so obviously any liquid can freeze, right? Yeah. However, I would not recommend freezing any chemical because you risk a problem of splits, right? Now, if you do freeze or it gets too close to freezing temperatures, and it's quite easy in Canada at this time of year,
for sure.
Or I would just recommend, in terms of shipping, there's not enough danger to actually cause freezing because you're talking, they're in vehicles, they're in warehouses, no problem. The major problem of freezing comes in when you're static at home. So if you can keep them at ambient temperatures inside, I would recommend that. Told you I'd wait for Thor. Yes. Hey, it was me who was replying to you on DM. So yeah.
There we go. So you should be just fine. Just thaw it out. Give it a shake.
Yep.
We're gonna open this up for 2 more minutes of questions, and I'm a GTFO.
You getting hungry, ain't you? I bet you.
I need to eat.
I ain't gonna lie. I've been thinking about chicken for about 20
minutes. I'm
thinking
chicken nuggets. Like I'm sitting here, like, bro, what do we have downstairs? Because my wife is sick. So
the people are excited.
I'm a KFC, some DoorDash. Hey,
what's the Bev update, by the way? She doing good?
No, she's super sick. Like it hit her hard. So I don't know. Last night I stayed up with her to make sure that her fever dropped. Her fever broke last night. She's still sick this morning.
Both been sick.
Dang, bro. Both our wives, we doing something wrong, bro. We need to fast. We need to meditate.
We eat some more steak.
We need to. Something's up, dude. Because my wife got hit like a wrecking ball. I'm sitting there like, hit me like a wrecking ball. She's like,
yeah. I don't think she'd appreciate it.
No, for real. She's like, I'm talking about. Bev's like, I can't come to work, honey. And I'm like, she goes, I can't come to work. I'm like, you sound like Jamal, bro. Relax.
Nick, you got any keep the wife healthy tips and tricks over there?
Wine and food.
That's pretty much it.
She doesn't drink wine, bro.
Not either. That's the problem.
I think we need to start tapping the bottle because here's what we're gonna do, Jamie. We're gonna have a Thor reunion. Get all our wives together, and we're just gonna spike the punch. We're gonna pull high school shenanigans. We're gonna spike
like
the
that.
punch.
Yep.
And then they'll be walking around laughing, giggling, asking the question, "Why am I this happy?" I'm like,
Yeah.
Christy approves. That's how it works. All
That's
right,
how I
here we
stay
go.
healthy. That's true.
Back to the questions. All right, speed round, people. We got some chicken to eat. All right, Dark Dragon. As far as differences in detailing culture, what are the UK customers looking for in their products? I know Koreans, Japanese like durability of the gloss, that kind of deal.
Koreans actually like beating.
Koreans
they don't like
hydrophobics.
Every conversation I had is beating. It has to bead. It has to look glossy.
Crazy.
But I like to hear your answer to this question.
Without going down the rabbit hole, I think what UK people price, honestly, usually how much literage can I get for the cheapest price, and how
why
much
is that though, bro?
I think it's mentality. I think the car care industry has a different mentality. That's all I'll say. I think it's different, but I can't answer for every customer because, again, I'm in the UK and I look for completely different things, and some of other people might look for kind of other things too. But I'd say because of the weather that we have, a lot of the, I think, requests we're more within the pre-washing segment of requirements, because it's always raining. We get 14 and a half days of summer, and then after that it rains again. So it's how do you pre-wash the car the best? And that's where the strength comes in. How much can you get per price, per pound, or per liter of it? That's just my opinion.
There you go. Look,
that's wild.
Ivermectin. We forgot to go to Tractor Supply and load up on the Ivermectin.
I don't know where to get Ivermectin. I looked everywhere online. It's all a horse shot in the ass. I'm not taking horse shots, dog. Like first is like, isn't it like deer antler, and then get your testosterone up, drink some deer antler juice.
Hey, I can help you out with that, Eddie. In the UK, again, the UK people, unfortunately, are bestowed on the NHS, which is absolute horrific organization, which is basically the National Health Service, right? So if you've got any problems, all they recommend you is paracetamol, right? But if you need some of the other stuff, like you just mentioned, I have a contact who can get you anything you need. So my family in Ukraine, actually.
I love you, bro. Yo, Nick, I love you, but here's what I'm seeing in my head. That movie Snitch, I'm going to open the door up. I'm going to sign for it. DEA. I'm like, no.
This is not a conversation we have on the internet.
So I've still got some family in East Ukraine, right? So my grandmother and my auntie are in East Ukraine right now as we speak. And over there, the pharmacies, if you need the real, like to help you out. So we actually import that here because in case, like in your case, you can't get it in the States because it's maybe like for horses or for dogs.
Dude, it's a horse shot. I go to Amazon, horse shot.
That's what I mean. And you don't want to be doing that. So
no, and I'm like, okay, what was it? I'm gonna take Vermactin in the cheeks, and what's gonna happen 2 days later?
Vermactin.
I'm like, well, no, bro.
Vermactin.
I'm gonna shoot myself up with the Vermactin in his cheeks, and I'm gonna come out like, what happened to Eddie? Like he can't walk.
Oh God. There we go. Mad respect for YumCars here. All right, J Farm's got a legit question. How does the detailer add gloss with zero protection?
That is a good question. Let me hear it.
So no, there's no SiO2 either. So in terms of surfactants, right? A lot of people think surfactants are just for cleaners, right? Yeah. Am I correct or not? Like if I say
surfactants are for cleaners.
Oh, they think, they need to be rinsed thoroughly off the surface.
Yes. Now that is incorrect. Break the word again. I love breaking words. Surfactants, surface and actants. It's how they act with the surface.
Right.
Now, a surfactant is not necessarily for a cleaner. 99.9% of it is for cleaners, yes. But it's how a product or a raw acts with the surface. We have certain surfactants.
And you just broke it down for us because I've always wanted.
Keep going.
I'm sitting here like.
It's true. You just break the word. Even the most basic words. Breakfast. You're breaking the fast. You just need to use basic English.
Oh my Lord, bro. Where's my?
Here, let's break down this one.
So with surfactants, we've got a few surfactants within detail spray that add slickness, but add no protection. Like there are, by the way, just for that guy who asked, there are catalogs available this thick, and on every page there are raw materials available, right? Which will bend your mind in what they can do. But people just want to make it simple.
So like you know what?
Beautiful.
You said something real quick, and Jamie, once Jamie starts using one word, beautiful, or yep, that means he's ready.
I
He's
want some
ready to anger.
chicken.
He's ready to
Ready?
anger.
Okay,
All
ready.
right, no, but hear me out. Here, I got a question because this is interesting now. So, do you agree? So you use surfactants inside of your detail spray,
Yes,
but
it's not a cleaner.
right, but it's to emulsify. It's to break the dirt up, right? Isn't it to just pull the dirt up?
Nope.
All right, you don't have to explain nothing else. All right.
Yeah, all right. Look, Christy, next podcast, teach us about root words. All right.
All right. Hey, Christy, I want to know about the breakfast. I didn't know that's what that meant. I just thought, dang, I can't wait to eat some eggs and bacon.
Yeah. Nick, 2 of my quick detailers turned yellow. Oh no, the other 3 are stayed pure white.
So what that is, that's very interesting. So in terms of the detail spray, in terms of all of our products, we use fluorescent dyes. Very simple answer. They are susceptible to UV. Fluorescent and UV just do not like each other. Now, the 3 that stayed white, I can guarantee you that you probably kept them more in a couple more in the shade than the first 2. It bleaches them super quick. You need 30 minutes in any sort of UV, and it just turns them just a little bit, but it's totally fine.
This is what Phoenix figured out with Titan. Is his stuff
Titan was doing other stuff,
turning yellow with the UV.
Yep.
So yeah, it happens. Can you explain the YumGram program for the people?
Very easy. We tried to basically re-engineer our friend Jeff Bezos, but not rip you off, actually give you money back into your account.
Yeah, there we go. Right? Put the hat back on. Make it
we
great.
get canceled.
Make
we get
UK.
Hey, listen. I got some chicharrones here. You calling out Jeff Bezos? That's between you, God, and Kelly.
So rather than giving you 0.1 cent to every $100 that he makes, what we do is, so basically the YumGram account is an affiliate program at its basic need, right? So for every kind of $100 you make, we give you 10% of the sales. 10%.
Door does it too.
Yep.
But Jamie doesn't let nobody in.
That's the thing. So that's what it is. We just say, look, we're going to help you out if you want to give a link to your dad, your mom, your girlfriend, whatever it is, and they buy it through the link. You're going to buy it anyway. Get 10% back.
Get that.
Jamie, I'm 8. I ate 8. I'm ready for another 30 minutes. I'm good.
Nick, have you tried any American products that you were just wowed by and was like, that slaps, even compared to your products?
That's a great question.
What do you think about
Nick? Let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out. What you think,
I was going to say something there, but I thought I'm going to get canceled. No.
You already canceled us with Jeff Bezos. You calling people out by name, wearing an America MAGA hat. We in trouble, kids.
Right. So I've tried all of them. Well, the top 30, 40 kind of, the usual name kind of suspects.
Yeah.
Imported them all in over the years, tried them. Some products I absolutely hated because the name of them, and they do zero bead something. So yeah. Anyway, so zero beads it should be called.
Bro,
anyway,
bro.
Zero beads, dust magnets.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm just
Lord. Oh my Lord.
Pour one out. He left.
Oh no.
Piano sausage time.
Bro,
He's back.
Hey.
He's choking on a chicharron.
Zero beads is the new name, but anyway, right.
This guy is, bro. What is wrong with Nick? I
can't breathe and eat chicken.
Hey, all I'm going to say is Undress is a very proprietary name. Is all I'm going to say. Undress.
My Lord.
But I mean, there are some. Look, there are some good brands in the US. I'm not going to lie, right? Probably the biggest respect I have, and I'm going to drop a name, yeah, and that's just people going to laugh, but I'm talking about the OG line of this line.
McGuire.
But I have huge respect for Adam Petardi from Adams.
His stuff's good.
Adams hit different.
The OG version of that. I mean, now when they've got 13 different slick and slides, I think it's more of a money grab now. That's just my opinion. But the original stuff,
canceled.
Loved it.
We need to cancel. We're gonna have to put this to undrafted. If you missed the 2 hours, let's get it unlisted.
Tim wants Yum underwear. I don't know why.
I don't know. Hey, I don't want any underwear. I just want. Here's what I want. Hey, Kelly, if you're listening, Kelly,
Shout out to Kelly.
and something happens tomorrow.
She's sleeping
Nick,
real
because
good. Look.
He dropped the biggest, richest dude in the world's name on the podcast. Send me the box with tar remover, a hat, one of Nick's favorite, trinkets that he likes, and I'll just in memory of Nick, we're just gonna put it.
That's right. I would also like tar remover, a shirt minus the hat, and some eucalyptus.
Yeah, and some interior eucalyptus spray.
Yeah, some of that.
Have you guys not got that already? No,
I have no idea.
No, it's gonna be a big package. It's gonna honestly, it's gonna be like probably another pallet and just samples.
Oh gosh,
Well,
don't send a pallet in my house. I don't want to have to pay for the fee to get it to the door.
Hey,
no, but we'll organize that.
What's Auto Gleam?
Never heard of her.
Wax of the UK.
Right, okay. No, I've got to be. Look, I'm
my lord. Now you're.
I'm going to speak respectfully, right? And I'm in no position, and there's no people who are, just starting out in a position to go upwards in that scale.
Mm-hmm.
Turtle wax have been around for a very long time.
Very long.
100 years.
Yeah. Auto Glim, he is right what he said is of the UK, but it's not. But Auto Glim, long time. They're I believe they're still the only car care company in the world who have got the royal kind of stamp of approval on their bottle.
Oh,
Big
really?
deal. Oh, yes.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So it's called, I think it's, the technical term is the royal warrant, I think, but basically every bottle is stamped with the royal's family's crest, right?
Wow.
Big thing.
Dang.
But both of those companies, in my enthusiast opinion, I'm taking my car care brand off, hat owner, etc. They're both behind the curve.
Yeah.
Massively. There are still some products available from Auto Glim that my dad used in the 70s.
Look at this. I used turtle wax in 1973. Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
I said it. Yeah.
Perfect timing.
That is the perfect timing to prove my point of what I said is truly authentic, because that comment came in right after I said it. So I think it's behind the curve.
Correct. Yep.
That's crazy. Agree. That's crazy. Anyway, Nick, I want to tell you, thank you for staying on for 2 hours. It's 2:00 in the morning there, right?
2:05.
Oof.
First of all, I want to give you a shout out.
What a podcast.
Thank you for coming on and letting people to get to know you. We usually bring people on when we have the brand, but me and Jamie are trying something to have people get to know you first.
Yep.
And then when we start making content, because you have no content, because no one in the UK.
No one makes it. I don't know why.
I'm gonna just say they hate your ass. They gotta hate you. If you got if you got banging products, they gotta hate your ass. But
it's the Kranzel pressure washer. I'm telling you, you
get rid of the Kranzel, get yourself a Ryobi, and then get a Toyota Tercel. You'll be in the money, dude.
That's right.
I'll buy Ford Focus. I'll just do all these things. I'll rebrand the product. Maybe everybody will love me. It's all good.
Yeah. 14 more soaps.
Therapy, I see literally. It's weird, but for you, I see nothing for 5 years.
5 years.
5 years. Anyway, where can you find
snow
you?
Foams. I need 14 snow foams, limited editions that I can't sell, and everybody's gonna hype me. It's all good.
Shout out to Neil. He's in the UK. He stayed up for this. Shout out to Neil.
Shout out to Neil. Shout out to all the UK brothers.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Hey, Nick, where can they find you on the social medias?
So everything's the same. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Google. All you've got to type in is YumCars. Everything will come up as normal. We just like to keep the branding identical. So YumCars everywhere. Obviously, YumCars.co.uk on the website. But very soon, forget about this in the UK. Very soon, Thor US, Thor Canada, all these type of things. It's going to be huge. Again, all I wanted to say on the back of this is, it is 8 minutes past 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even starting to sweat it. I could have been up for 4 hours. That's all I'm going to say. Next time, I'm going to just roll in 1 hat, 2 hats. Easy. Not a problem. Right?
2 hats coming soon. There you go. That's Nick.
All I would say, I enjoyed this. What I'm doing here, guys, just take it from the heart. That's all I'll say. Is this, to me, is what my dream was 10 years ago. This moment, right? So if you need a podcast every week at 2 a.m., you know my phone number. So that's all.
There we go. We can definitely rely on Nick to jump on.
I'll do 50 of them.
We like that. Eddie, got anything on the way out?
35% off all our towels. Loki hot drop. Odin hot drop. YumCar Care coming soon to the house. and
Eucalyptus.
eucalyptus.
And you can lick
2
this.
in 1.
We'll catch
You
ya
can lick that.
on
We're
the
out.
next one.
Woo!